Hey, it's Shabes, and welcome to another expedition of the Anime Encyclopedia. I doubt people should be as busy today. It's also, not the big back stream or anything. It's only a few days since I streamed last time. But I'm not going to be available on Friday to stream. And, it's the latter part of the day. I didn't get to... I was out all day doing other things. So I decided that I'd stream now. I'm happy Greg's here, though. Good to see you. So yeah, I'm going to be a lot quieter in this stream, because I realized I really didn't read that much. I get that like the highlighting was important, and that was kind of a fun thing to do, I guess. And it's also just more celebratory of just being back on stream and everything. But this stream, we're reading. We're making progress. I am not going to let this, if we have another stream that I don't get much progress done, and it doesn't feel like I'm moving much, and I'm just kind of streaming for the sake of it, I'll change it back to read for a bit, and maybe, more sporadically on and off or something, and not, all in the one day. We'll try something else. But we'll see if this works. Good to see you, Facto Fall Time. Fat Cato Fall Time. Yeah. Good seeing you. Hola. Makes sense, go for it. Okay. So, look, fellas, if I don't talk much, or if you don't, it's like, what's going on, you just say hi in chat. That's why the thing here, I'm probably just reading say hi. I'll hopefully see you. And if not, you can just have on the background or something or whatever. But if I find something, we'll let you know. For sure. But let's see. Again, I'm not going to read them all out, every entry or anything, because that's going to be kind of tedious and boring. I don't know how much progress I'll be able to make from that. I might read some of the big entries like Macros. Macros is the second entry on here. But some of the other ones I might not say anything. So just so you know. I think the levels are okay. I think they are. I like to think they are. Levels on my end are a little high, but okay. Okay. Now let me get this thing on. And this thing on? No. All right. Ooh, Machine Hayabusa is a 1976 title that's not in here. The first entry is Machine Robo. So that's a new entry. Let me put on notes like this. All right. One of the new entries, new additions is Machine Hayabusa. 1976. I should probably put the encyclopedia over here. But then where does chat go? Where does chat go? How about right here? It makes sense because I'm looking at the chat on screen or whatever. I don't know, maybe. And then here, and I don't have to look at myself. Yeah, just don't. Just stop being vain. All right, Machine Robo is the first entry. Let's see what it's got. But again, this first edition's a little tedious because I have to compare the first and third, so I'm looking up, and it's a lot slower, unfortunately. I should put the this. I'm just reading. I keep being so uncomfortable because I know people are I'm streaming and everything, and then I'm just I'm an awful streamer or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Enough paranoia. Gosh. It's crazy that they got this right. Like Machine Robo, they have all these things right, and then they can't get One Piece's names right. Unreal. I know these are right, by the way, because I worked on this release for Discotheque. Hmm. That's so. They say that the second season of Machine Robo did not quite live up to the popularity of its predecessor, realizing that one of the serial's most popular attributes was not the robots at all, but the mini-skirted Lena. The series was revived straight to video with a spin-off. And yeah, it has like 3 OVA spin-offs centered on Lena specifically. A little I don't know, the way they word that is like, oh, mini-skirted Layla, like that's probably why they got stuff. I don't know, it just bothers me. I'm putting that on. Why couldn't you just say, like, they then made some spin-off OVAs based on an especially popular character, Lena. Like, they have to call it, like, one of the more popular attributes was not the robots at all, but the mini-skirted Lena. Yeah. Dumb, in my opinion. A little, like... In this story... Where we are. Okay, Rom's sister disguises herself as the North Korean. So they actually have a whole new paragraph added from 2003. I didn't know Machine Robo had a 2003 series. Oh, wow. It's especially long. I forget how I do long versus short entries on here, so I have to figure that out, but whatever. Changes. Machine Robo. Let's read it. It uses machines based on many of the original concepts, such as the drill over and shuffler, but research has shown most effective. Again, they're doing like a tongue-in-cheek little like. Research has shown that the machines are most effectively piloted by people aged between 10 and 12 years. I can't tell if that's like from the synopsis or their speculation of like the change of the series. Features the title organization, which uses machines based on many of the original Machine Robo concepts, such as the Drill Robo and Shuttle Robo, but research has shown... Like, did they even mention... I don't even know if they mentioned in the original synopsis that, like, the robots are separate from the characters. They're not even piloting the robots. Actually, wait, no. I believe Rom is piloting V Kung Fu. I think, yeah. But he has, like, robot friends. I don't know. It's fine. Compared to Shigo Shogun. What I was just thinking as I was reading that, the thing for Machine Robo, for these streams, because it's going to be a lot of silence and shit, I'm probably going to unlist these streams and upload an unlisted video VOD version of these streams, but cutting out all the silences. And then those will be what's in the playlist that you can find. You could also have like a separate playlist as well, because I also intend to do the same kind of cutting for the other streams. Anyway, neither here nor there. This one's macro, so I may as well read it. It's a notable title. Yeah. In 1999, a giant space fortress crashes on Earth. Technology salvaged from it changes the fate of Terran science, but the military are painfully aware that it is a warship. Fair. It's a warship, and that somewhere out in space is the race who built it. Sure enough, the giant Zentradi arrive to reclaim their errant spacecraft. Attacking just as the recommissioned fortress, now named SDF-1, prepares for takeoff. Attacking just as the recommissioned fortress, now named FD1, prepares for takeoff, they are thwarted by the brave people on board, who include spunky young pilot Hikaru Ichijo, heroic veteran Roy Fokker, and a ragtag crew of outnumbered Earthlings. Who include spunky young pilot, heroic veteran, and a ragtag crew of outnumbered Earthlings. During the ensuing conflict out at the edge of the solar system, whereas FGF-1 has been trapped by a malfunctioning warp engine, the invaders reveal their fatal flaw. They're themselves the creations of a far older civilization, the proto-culture. Their society knows nothing but... This is a very later plot point. They don't need to be bringing this up. This is a spoiler, I think. Zentradi spies are deeply confused by the concepts of friendship and romance. Yeah. Chinese pop star Lin-Min. I guess she's Chinese pop star. It's just a weird phrasing to put, in my opinion. But eventually, like, come on. Why do you have to put that in? I watched the last Delta movie Friday. And maybe Macros too. Yeah. Spoilers for Macros. Later, enemy, plot point. Eventually. At least they don't seem to spoil the love triangle. Not yet, at least. Fighting is along. Volunteer for. Ugh, it is eventually learned. Da da da. Like, stop. Oh, they cut this part out. Ooh. They cut a part out. I think they cut a spoiler out. Oh wow, yeah. Why did they why did they put that in the first edition? It's just like another spoiler actually. Eventually cuts other So I'm gonna put it for macros. Cut spoiler about human origin. What do you guys think of this? Released in the US in a substantially altered form as Robotech, Macross, along with Star Blazers and Gundam, Yamato and Gundam, is one of the 3 unassailable pillars of anime sci-fi. Yeah. I always feel weird about Macross. It's not as huge of a hit, in my opinion. Yamato makes sense. And Gundam, of course. But, like, yeah, Macross is long-lasting, but I don't know. Pioneering the tripartite... That's a new word. Yeah, wait a sec. Tripartite. What the heck is that? Define. Shared by involving 3 parties, consisting of 3 parts. Okay. It's one of the 3 unassailable, pioneering the winning formula, the tripartite winning formula of songs, battling robot planes, the show's famous Valkyries, and tense relationships. Yeah. The tripartite winning formula. Okay. Cool, they cut out a spoiler, but 3rd edition's still filled with them. I don't know why they care about this spoiler. Macross is weird. They make one every decade. It's kind of, I'd say it's kind of like, I don't say I hesitate to call it a pillar, but that doesn't mean. But at least it's in contention. It's certainly a nominee. You know, it's not like, oh, absolutely not. It's not like that. But a bit overblown in my opinion. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down. Three unassailable. Anime, not just mecha, but anime sci-fi. It's just a little overblown in my opinion. And that's just my personal feelings. The series was a success across all media. Designer Kawamori insisted on beautiful but practical machinery that was nevertheless exploitable as toys, while the numerous record spin-offs made a star of Minmei's voice actress Mari Iijima. Yeah. After several false starts, see below. Okay. The franchise. Oh, so, so they're gonna like skip a few of the Macross things and just skip right to plus, and I guess they're gonna explore later. After several false starts, see below, the franchise was finally revived in earnest with plus. That's funny. Set in 2040 on the colony world of Eden, Like his spiritual predecessor, Ichijo, Isamu Daisen is a maverick pilot, in this case sent back to his homeworld to be a test pilot for a new generation of Valkyries, competing with his former friend, Gould Bowman. M Plus turns its predecessor on its head, introducing a broken love triangle. Like, broken in terms of, like, it has a italics. Broken love triangle. Like, what? Predecessor on its head. Broken love triangle. With the return of Mu Fong Fanlone, a girl over whom the pilots fell out in their teens. A failed singer turned record producer. Myung is in town with the virtual idol Sharon Apple, and studiously trying to avoid dredging up old memories. In their own way, they all face the unemployment line. The pilots because the military are developing an unmanned fighter, and Myung because her artificial songstress, who formerly needed to leech off Myung's talent, can now run on autopilot. M Plus concerns itself with the very human fear that machines will take over. Ironic considering that much of the hype surrounding its Japanese release concentrated on extensive computer graphics. It's not ironic, but okay. I don't see the irony in that. Because that still has to be made. The digital effects still have to be made by people. Like, unless it was like the anime was made with AI, then you could make an argument, perhaps. Impressive digital effect. Like, they're not... What does that mean? I'm going to write that right as soon as I finish this paragraph. Impressive digital effects make regular appearances. Though the old-fashioned cinematography of Macros Plus is of very high quality indeed, needing no flashy distractions. The digital effects are flashy distractions to you? Like, what? What? Directed by Escaflowne's Shoji Kawamori, and with a script from Cowboy Bebop's Keiko Nobumoto, Macros Plus is another excellent example of what anime sci-fi has to offer. The original videos were re-edited into Macros Plus the movie, which added some intriguing extra scenes, but also removed a substantial portion of the breathtaking battles. Okay. You'd think it would be easy to name more than 3, but I'm drawing a blank, can't think of any many substitutes. I was thinking Ghost in the Shell. And I get that Macros has more entries, numerically, than Ghost in the Shell. But, yeah, at the concerts. Or just in general, I would imagine. There's probably other digital effects in other places. Like the logo, even. So I'd say they were positive on Macros indirectly. Macros Plus, another excellent entry. What was it? Where was it? Another excellent example. Yeah, excellent example of what anime sci-fi has to offer. I'm gonna add the odd choice with Macros as well. That after several false franchise was finally revived in earnest with Plus. Wow. That's just interesting to me. I feel like that's the first time they've done that, where like there's a franchise and they don't go in order, they just kind of skip to the next good one. Ghost in the Shell's a good pick, but there wasn't much at the time of the first edition. Yes. As of first edition, there's still Ghost in the Shell with the first movie. Akira, which again is only just one movie. But this is just the arbitrary thing of like having the idea of having pillars at all, you know? Like I thought about it too, of this idea of like, what is like the big four or big three of mecha or whatever. It's like exactly the same as like trying to find the big three of Shonen Jump of the 2010s or of the 90s or of the 80s or of the 70s. It's like you're kind of misappropriating the term. Like, I don't know how much Macross really influences. You know what I mean? There's also like, there's no super robot representative of those three. Out of those three, I should say. Like, it's two real robots and no robots. So I feel like you would have to have a super robot there, I would say personally. And out of those three that have been around, you know, up until the first edition, I mean, there's Ava. You could also say Getter, or Mazinger. You could even argue Astro Boy. Yeah, you could. I don't know. It's just a weird, arbitrary, like, who cares? I don't know. It's just a weird argument to make, me personally, and I just think that generally is overblown. I think that was everything that was weird about that part. There was one other thing. Oh yeah, this quote. I wanted to kind of extrapolate. M plus concerns itself with the very human fear that machines will take over. Ironic, considering that much of the hype surrounding its release concentrated on extensive computer graphics. That still needed to be made. Huh? M Plus was released in Japan at the same time as a TV follow-up, Macross 7. Yeah, they really are skipping fucking 2, and they're gonna just put it at the end. Yeah, there it is. And do you remember Love and all that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, odd choices. Yeah, just skip. Yeah, I put it there. Directed by Tetsuro Amino and incorporating elements of a rejected plot for the original Macross series that were to have taken place on a colony ship. Set in the colony fleet heading for the Galactic Core in 2045, M7 features Max and Myriad Genius, supporting characters from the original series as the parents of the love interest Mylene. The fleet is attacked by the soul vampire race of Proto-Devlin, eventually revealed to be a race... Okay. Yeah, that's all spoiler. Despite a backstory that artfully ties up several earlier continually issues in the series, M7 is still a mixed bag. Mixed. Mixed bag. Let down by somewhat by cheap, oft-recycled animation, formulaic menaces of the week, and an over-concentration on hot-headed pilot Basara Neki and his pop group Firebomber, which seems a little too cynically market-oriented. Whereas the original series actually made the audience believe that a love song could save the world, M7 featured bizarre sequences of pilots strumming guitars in their cockpits to create weapons. Played for laughs, as in the later Black Heaven, it can work, but not in a show that occasionally wants to be taken seriously. M7's a fun time. Yeah, I've been interested. Yeah. Wait, what should I put there? Yeah, mixed bag. I'm just gonna double check the 3rd edition here. Yeah. I'm just gonna, yeah, it's whatever. As yet unreleased in English, M7 was nevertheless popular enough in Japan to spawn several spin-offs, including Haruhiko Mikimoto's manga, M7 Trash. It's called M7 Trash. Okay. Parentheses, an excellent study of Max Genius's illegitimate son Shiba. And the spin-off movie M7 The Galaxy is Calling Me from 1995, in which Basara, now a journeyman musician, is imprisoned on an ice planet by mysterious forces. There are also 2 sets of straight-to-video ephemera. The first, M7 Encore, simply consists of 2 unbroadcast TV episodes. Macross Dynamite 7 was a new story about Basara going to the isolated planet of Zora, where he meets the elfin alien Elma. Although they have little in common, they communicate through the universal language of song. And the Elma's older sister, Lisa, enlists Basara's help in attempting to decode the songs of interstellar whales that have come to Zora. True to form, Lisa is an ace pilot in the Macross mold, and there is an all-new love triangle to keep the fans of the formula happy. Yeah, it's called Trash. I agree with the first 2 criticisms, though. Too many forced fights in the back halves of episodes. Not a movie, really. It's a 30-minute thing. No, I hear you. They did put movie in quotes like that. Yeah. A fully digital sequel with the working title of Macross 3D was announced for 2001 as a directorial project for Takeshi Mori. This project, however, seems to have been cancelled in favor of Macross Zero. Oh, okay, so this obviously changed from 2001 into now. Let's see what's different. The first edition says, early reports include a scarred, embittered veteran who goes by the name Redline, a traditional Macross heroine in the shape of red-haired Lauren, and a mysterious silver-haired Carno, who seems heavily inspired by Evangelion's Rei Ayanami. There are several other spin-offs from the Macross series apart from the central plot discussed above. Okay, so that's when they go into the spin-offs and shit. So, this project, however, seems to have been... This project, however, seems to have been cancelled in favor of Macross Zero, see below. Early reports include a scar... Oh, okay. See, early reports include a scarred... There are several other spin-offs from the Macross series, apart from the... So the only part they changed was they cut... this project added, actually. Sorry. Okay. There are several other spin-offs from the Macross series, apart from the central plot discussed above. These include the music video Flashback 2012, Minmay's farewell concert, which includes bonus epilogue footage of the characters' lives after the show, the theatrical feature Macross Do You Remember Love, retells much of the original series, but with several deviations. The official explanation for this is that it is actually a film made in the Macross universe about the events of the series, taking artistic license with several events. Seen in 2031 by 15-year-old Mia Feng Long, it inspires her to become a singer and hence the events of Macros Plus. So I've never heard that theory. I have never heard that theory. I've never heard that before. That's weird. I'm going to put that in odd choices because it's just like, it sticks out to me. I'm going to put it in brackets like that. Is that it is actually a film made in the Macros universe that inspires young Fan Lone to become a singer, and hence the events of Macros Plus. I never heard that before. It's really interesting. Max's eldest daughter, Kamiria, starred in the video game Macros 2036, which was followed by another Eternal Love Story. There's also the non-canonical video Macros 2, Lovers Again, an inferior sequel to the original series, now disowned by its creators. Okay. Okay. Set 80 years after the original series, this guilty rehash features hotshot journalist Hibiki Kanzaki, who is sent to interview Valkyrie ace Sylvie Gena, but gets caught up in the action on Earth. A new alien enemy has attacked, the Marduk, who are encouraged in battle by the singing voice of Ishtar, a beautiful girl who switches sides when she falls for Hibiki. A live-action movie version of the original series, Macro's Final Outpost Earth, was planned as a US-Japanese co-production and reportedly scripted by Superman writer David Newman, but has been stuck in turnaround for several years. And that's it for the first edition. Good evening, Shapes. Good to see you, Victor. Finally managed to catch the stream. Yeah, so it's a little different. So what used to happen with streams is that I explained it at the beginning, where or last week as well, I would read everything and then report my findings on the stream. But I figured maybe if I streamed more often and then did that process while I was streaming, it would be faster. We'll have to see if that's the case. I am not sure. Probably not, but we'll see. But so if I'm not like responding or reading, or what's the stream, that's kind of why I'm doing it now, basically. But so we're reading, but I am reading the more popular entries. So we were just reading through Macros, which is a big article. I'm probably not going to do it for the next one, Mad Bull 34, unless you guys want to hear it. Macros Zero is a video series set before the arrival of the Zentradi and at the time of the creation of the first Valkyrie prototype, in the final days of an earthbound conflict between the United Nations and anti-UN factions. Previewed in the last days of 2007 in order to justify its claims of being a 25th anniversary commemoration, but not fully screened until 7 months later, Shoji Kawamori and Yasuhito Kikuchi's TV series Macros Frontier functions as a sequel to both the original series and 7, screened in a graveyard slot, suggesting it was entirely aimed, again, at the audience of Silver Otaku. Set 14 years after 7, it replays all the old saws once again. Colony Fleet, Unknown Enemy, this time the Insectoid Varja, Idol Singer, and Love Triangle. Music and Love conquers all, although not before the movie sequels Diva of Lies and Wings of Goodbye However, Macross Frontier does seem to possess a sensibility born of real-world issues, with allusions to a hawkish conspiracy within the fleet to both seize power and steal the Vajra homeworld, through a hate campaign aimed at dehumanizing the enemy. Well, and this is parentheses. Well, they aren't human, but that's not the point. Another film, Tetsuro Amino's Macross FB7, Hear My Song, seems to have been intended as a theatrical advert for the re-release of the Macross 7 TV series, retelling the story through found footage, as the cast of Frontier spool through an archive of old videos about the legendary firebomber. I would say they're pretty dismissive of Frontier. I don't know about you. First I gotta put, added paragraphs about Macross 0 and Frontier, etc. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds fairly dismissive to me. Frontier might be, hey, good to see you, Cossack. Oh, of course, Reno. Frontier might be my favorite. All mainline series are good, though. Most of the franchise is good. Yeah, I've heard. Frontier was awesome. Yeah. Good to see you, Bob. The Frontier movies are also very worth watching. Excellent rewriting in the first and second does its own thing. Yeah. I'm glad to hear they also made that observation. Kawamori as a creator is very technology focused, but his 90s shows are increasingly more and more technophobic. Yeah. Some of some Macross? Love me some Frontier. Not so much these guys. They're a little dismissive. Good to see you, Rider Strike. But yeah. So if those people are just tuning in now, I'm doing the reading now, basically. Instead of having done the reading earlier, like before stream, I'm doing the reading as I'm doing it. So that would mean that I'm not going to be reading all of it out loud. I read Macross out loud because it's a big important title, but I'm going to be continuing like reading it as I go, and if I find anything interesting, I'll let you know, and I'll tell you which article I'm reading, of course. And feel free to talk in chat, and like I'll read it and stuff. The movies are great. Some of the series, yeah. So I'm reading Mad Bull 34 now, and I have to compare it to like the first and third edition. And oh my god, what are they starting this with? Oh no. America, as we all know, is a land of happy blonde hookers, gun-toting schoolchildren, and roller-skating hoodlums, where self-defense teachers use their classes to scout for potential rape victims, pretty journalists use their bodies as bait to trap molesters, and kindly police get freebies from high-class whores. One such hero is Sleepy, a vast hulk of a police officer known as Mad Bull. In a series of astoundingly misconceived setups, lifted from the worst of U.S. cop shows, Japanese-American rookie Daizaburo is assigned to Mad Bull in New York's 34th precinct, and the older cop shows him the ropes. While Mad Bull 34 is one of the most puerile anime ever made, it is at least partially inspired by American TV itself. Alright. Obviously. One of the most puerile anime ever made. I see I arrived in the middle of a Macross debate. I personally find the original to be the best, but I admit I haven't seen much Frontier. I wasn't too crazy about Frontier at first watch, but enjoyed it more on revisit. Very messy, but it's a show about finding your identity, and that's always a messy process. Love hearing some of the reading on stream. Nice collecting of collating of all information that people might not see entirely. Yeah, That's what I think. That's I'm hoping at least. All right, still have to read a little bit more. I'm just have to compare. Yep, nothing changed. Lacking any of the redeeming qualities of the light-hearted. What are you bringing gunsmith cats up for? This just comes out of nowhere. Lacking any of the redeeming qualities of the lighter-hearted gunsmith cats, Map of 34 presents a stunningly infantile story in which not doing things by the book means shooting all suspected perps on sight, and the way to snap a traumatized hostage out of shock is to stick your finger up her ass. Macros is weird. Madball's weird. It feels like Koike just came up with the story as it went along, not realizing just how much of how out there it comes off as. Yeah. I can understand someone having any of the main Macros entries as their fave. I stayed with Plus because of the director, but it feels like there's a certain charm. There's a Kev mention seems out of nowhere and untreated. Yeah, unrelated. I'm gonna put that down here. Out of nowhere. I'm just smiling at the credits thank the real life 34th precinct of the NYPD for unspecified assistance. Ooh, they added something to to Madball 34. They added this in the 3rd edition. A generation after its release, Madball 34 has assumed something of a status of a cult classic, on the understanding that nobody can possibly take it seriously. Interesting that they've added that. I don't know why they added that. That's so strange. Why did they add that? Did they get that many letters of people defending Madball 34? They're like, okay, we'll give you something. Hold on, I have to check something. Ah, good. Okay. It is stated to be directed by... what is his new name? Or it might not be his new name. We don't know. Satoshi Tazaki. Osamu Tazaki's brother. Although I believe it's like Tet or something. It's a different name than Satoshi. Tetsu. It's like Tetsu Dazaki. Mad Bull and Gunsmith both take place in the U.S., so clearly they're the same show. Right. I haven't seen any Macross, but it's a series I most hop anywhere after, like at first. I'm on Plus right now. Yeah. I suggest starting with SDF and then in production order. It's like Gundam, there's overarching. Greg, when you say start with SDF and go in production order, that just means go in production order, because SDF's the first one. There's overarching things and mostly standalone stories. Macross builds on itself and callbacks are made. I'm generally on production order if something specifically technical for that first. Champloo was my first Wannabe series, so I tend to compare all his works to that, including Bebop. Nice. Mr. Tets! Yeah. But we were Victor, we were like, there was a server I'm in that like, we were looking into it, and there are actually other sources, because people have literally like addressed him as Satoshi and he hasn't corrected them. Like recently. And then only recently did we like acknowledge that it's Tetsu or whatever, and it's like, so which is it? It's weird. And thanks, y'all. I guess I better go in production order too then. Yeah, at the very least, SDF is the way to go. Macross is great. Anyway, weird addition. Yeah. Okay. Mad old bag. Yeah, okay. There was nothing of note there. Madame Butterfly, however, is not in the first edition. It's a 1940 title that is not in the at least I can tell. At least maybe they translated it differently. I doubt it because it's from 1940 and these things usually happen like that. Oh, Fujin. No. Okay. A new edition. My fans lead new addictions. Ocho, Fujin, no Genso. 1940. Oh wow, it's a bigger article. It's a masterpiece apparently. Madara. Literally just the title's name is Madara. It's designed by his father. Wait, they changed. Ooh. Oh, what the fuck? That's an interesting change. Hold on. So they added two things to this Madara entry. Madara changed author. They changed the manga by Akitaka Hajima to written by Eiji Otsuka and drawn by Sho Tajima. Totally different. Or Akitaka Tajima might be... Okay, so the drawn... So they may have gotten a little thing wrong. Okay. But that's interesting. Satoshi's resume is all over the place. He says some legitimately enjoyable stuff and then absolute garbage. Yeah. Yeah. And then he just doesn't have any, like... From what I've seen of his work, there's no There's no distinctiveness with any of them. There's not like unlike his brother, that like you can tell it's a Dazaki series. Though if you want a fast toad dip, Plus is a good place. Maybe it has 2 names? Should point out there are 2 versions of Plus. Actually watched Madara a few days ago. It was mostly okay outside of a few well-directed shots. Okay. Yep, I dig the movie. But if you want to go full round, check out OVA. Oh yeah, I haven't watched the movie myself. But I've seen the OVA. And then they also added Tajima also provided designs for Kaido Maru and drew the original manga of Otsuka's MPD Psycho. That's cool. I like that they actually kind of add little things about those authors that aren't gonna show up that more often. I feel like that's useful. They're like, oh, this is the same author as this thing. I feel like they don't do that often enough. Highly unlikely the issue is in certain kanji have different readings, and most common is Tetsu. I actually prefer the Plus movie as it's fixed up a few poorly paced scenes. Oh, I see. Yeah, Slad. Slad is aware of the weird confusion with Satoshi and Tetsu. Madcap Island is not on here. It's another old title that was not in the first edition. I'll just double check again. Oh, see, aka Pop-Up Gourd Island, so it could be in that. Okay, hold on. Hyokori. Hyakutaro Hyper. No, I don't think it's in here. All right. Hyokori Hyotanjima. Yeah. All right. Madhouse, Madlax, Madonna. Ugh. They did it again. Just gonna finish reading it. Okay, they actually added a little bit to it as well. But yep, they did it again. She becomes the coach for the school rugby team, which allows this sports anime to repeat the standard cliches of shows in the tradition of Aim for the Ace, but with the added friction of a female coach. Just dismissive. I'm putting that in dismissive. It's just Aim for the Ace. Oh my god. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. This show is about reforming delinquents, and you're going to compare it to the Aim for the Ace? Oh, she's staying for the ace. Come the fuck on. I prefer the Plus movie picture of boilerplate scenes. In Satoshi's early work, he mostly copies his brother's style, then later just copies the style of whatever's popular at the time. Saying the movie really tightens up the core of the story. Plus seems to have helped Watanabe tighten up his pacing. As opposed to what? Plus was the first things directed. His later works. I feel like if these guys had it their way, the only mecha anime we would have is Mazinger and Gundam. Or none! Because they seem to, like... They seem to consider, like, if the show has like characters that that like have toys based off of them, or they were like marketed like if they're toys, it's a strike against the show. Like, it's a fucking negative. Like, literally in Machine Robo, conceived by Bandai to promote its Machine Robo toy line, Machine Robo was nevertheless a success in its own right. As if it was just like, oh, it could have been bad because, you know, it's been meant to promote the toy line, but it did do good. Like, what are you talking about? Do you know what? Am I overblowing that? Am I overblowing that? Conceived by Bandai to promote its Machine Robo toy line, Machine Robo was nevertheless a success in its own right. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Madonna. I've done exactly 3 pages. We're an hour in. Yeah, it's not a negative. That's the cost of producing an anime series, man. Well, you see, Shaves, art is good when it's pure, not tainted by creators' desire to eat food. Amen! Couldn't have said it better myself. Maddox01. They have a good deal to say about Maddox, apparently, but I'm not really going to read it. I'm not going to read it out loud, is what I should say. Overworked, but pretty. Scientist, this Kuzumoto sends the Maddox fundamental to over off. But she carelessly forgets to turn it off. The robot is lost in a crash, falling into the hands of little college boy Koji, who tries it on for size. Trapped inside, Koji tries to sneak across Tokyo, where midnight tryst with his estranged girlfriend, Shiori, though he has trouble looking inconspicuous. Realizing that the jealous officer Kibori would do anything to destroy the Maddox, Kishimoto suits up another model and tries to find out what Koji wants. All Koji wants, of course, is to get out of the suit. He conveniently forgets to mention this until large swaths of Tokyo have been turned into smoldering ruins by the ensuing battle. This looks like fun. I've never read the synopsis to Maddox, but that actually made me interested in checking it out. That sounds like a lot of fun. A weapons goes haywire story, inferior to its... Oh my god! Come on! A weapons goes haywire story, inferior to its contemporary black magic. Ugh. Tiresomely attempting to compensate for lackluster production with idle moments of humor and a couple of references to Apocalypse Now, Maddox also makes some avoidable bloopers in its depiction of the real world. Watch for military alarms that go from DEFCON 3 to DEFCON 4 when trouble escalates. Dummy! Did you really just try to fucking CinemaSins this shit? Really? Political types may enjoy the show's shameless characterization of error. Yeah, this is very negative. You'd better not turn Tokyo into another Vietnam, Kuzumoto archly warns Kilgore, while neglecting to mention that none of this would have happened in the first place if she bothered to switch thematic. They're just frustrated by the premise. Lighten up! Lighten the fuck up! Inferior to its contemporary black... It makes me not want to watch Black Magic, to be honest with you. Like, I hate this shit. Doing this shit. Tiresomely attempting to compensate for lackluster production with idle moments of humor You need to set up the cost somehow. So true. Good to see you, Kikaman. Rejecting any anime that's advertising something would literally kill about 90% of anime. Kind of odd a show about the reformation of delinquents isn't compared to Rookies or Apache Akugan. Yeah, Apache Akugan, let's fucking go! Which are a lot more similar than Ace. Rookies didn't get an anime, did it? I don't believe it did. Rookies is a Jump manga, is it not? Yeah, I don't think it got an anime. So I get why it's not in their brain. It wouldn't be in my brain. It wouldn't be come to my mind. And it makes sense that they didn't mention Apache Akugan because the Apache Akugan's not in the first edition. It did not show up in the first edition. It's one of the new ones from the third edition. I remember that. Lol. As though anime or television in general is normally totally detached from a capitalist-based and monetary focus, and everything becomes an ad in some way. I don't think the people that wrote this have watched most of these shows beyond a few minutes. Maddox is fun, but been a little bit for me, but a fun watch. Black Magic's very underappreciated. Just realized that most movies are based on pre-existing material. Guess they hate movies too. It's interesting they're not taking each work for what it is. They can't, man. They've seen too much, and they're so cynical about like where it all comes from. It's for kids. You know, it's like Black Magic's directed by the same guy as Golden Boy, so it's probably fun. Yeah, Rookies is just a manga. Rookies got a few J-drama though. Yeah, fair. But that's a very good point, Slad, about Apache Akugan and Rookies. That's very wise. If you were going to make comparisons at all, right? Let me just make sure that this is the same in first and third. Yeah, okay. Magi. Magic Boss. Magic Boy. Yeah, from 1959. It's in here. Okay. Oh, Magic Boy. It's Shonen Sarutobi Sasuke. This is the movie they're referring to, fellas. If you don't know, the Toei film Shonen Sarutobi Sasuke, aka Magic Boy. Good lord. A flawed film that mixes ninja action with highly idiosyncratic work by several artists who had never worked in anime before. Nice. What would you guys say? This is actually something I can, do now that this reading is live. Their opinion on Shonen Sarutobi Sasuke is it's a flawed film that mixes ninja action with highly idiosyncratic work by several artists who had never worked in anime before. Would you say that was mixed, negative, or dismissive? I kind of lean towards mixed, because it's flawed film. Hello. Good to see you, Annalisa. I come to shows wanting to like them. These guys seem to go in shows trying not to hate them. To be fair, the English title of that film is Magic Boy. Yeah, I mean, fair. Yeah. I just never heard it before. I'd never heard that before. Pre-X-Arm. Yeah, I think the artist didn't work in anime since it was made in the 50s. Though I can kind of see why they'd have that thought. I tried to watch a beat of Gios and thought, man, I could just watch Zeta. Yeah. The moment you're like, I could just be watching this is so bad for you. Because you won't. You won't go watch that thing. You very rarely, no, but I wanted to watch this. And you had that intention. And then you try and you're like, oh, I could be watching that thing. And are you going to now? Or are you just going to go back to YouTube? Or, I don't know. Just a hot take of mine. Both mixed and dismissive. Mixed, I can't board to anything about it they like about it, though. That's the thing, is that they don't mention anything they like about it, so that's why I'm I'm probably gonna put it negative because they didn't really say anything positive about it, and dismissive doesn't seem right because I think it's dismissive actually because the main crux that they give, it's just they just say it's a flawed film with highly idiosyncratic work by several artists who had never worked in anime before. So I feel like the anime before part is what's dismissive about it. Um, I still need to make it past the first season of Geass. You have a good point. I don't understand the complaint regarding how the staff hadn't worked on anime before. It's factually wrong, considering Otsuka and Reika Okoyomo from Toei Toka are right there. Yeah, they list the staff that they have listed for Magic Boy: director Taiji Yabushita and Akira Daikuhara, script by Tope Matsumura, designs by Akira Daikuhara, Hideo Furusawa, animation by Taku Sugiyama, Gisaburo Sugi, and Norio Hikone. They don't. Music by Satoshi Funimura. They don't mention Otsuka and Reiko Okayama at all. Yeah, at all. Very cool. Very epic. The statement almost sounds like these people made a movie. It's got issues without saying much more. Yeah, but it's why else bring it up but it imply disdain. Mainly people from the team that worked on Hakujada. These passive-aggressive insults drive me insane. I know! Like, why put that in there? You could have just said nothing. You really easily could have just said nothing. Magic Users Club. I imagine Hotsukai Tai. I imagine people might be interested in that one, so let's read it. Earth has been invaded again, in italics, again, by ugly, high-performance robots powerful enough to destroy the UN forces with a single blast. Is it the end of the world? Actually, no. The invaders just roam around observing life, don't attack unless provoked, and are very polite. Most people have gotten used to just living around them. But they're still invaders, so somebody obviously has to fight them and save Earth. Cue the members of the Kitanohashi High School Magic Club. The president, Takeo, is always trying to impress pretty but clumsy new recruit Sae. Androgynous Vice President Aburatsubo, parentheses, who, the title very carefully informs us, is a boy, is devoted to Takeo. Sae's best friend, Nanaka, has a crush on Aburatsubo, ... And remember, they're supposed to be fighting the aliens. Takeo is just hoping to impress the girls by leading an attack on the invaders. So far, however, their magic isn't all that good, and with the school's manga club taking over their room space, he needs a project to hold the magic club together before all the members quit. Then things start to get serious when journalist Minoa begins finding out who these magical kids really are, and Sae finds she feels a bit more for Takeo than the respect of a junior classmate for a senior club leader. The video series was followed in 1997 by 13 TV episodes, focusing on the huge cherry tree Sae creates in the center of town in the final battle to get rid of the aliens. Its petals, far from being a nostalgic seasonal pleasure, are snowing up the roads and causing chaos. In the process of trying to get rid of the tree, the club members discover that it isn't the only unsuitable magical object plaguing the city, and they have a new mission. The video series spun off a manga version by Tami Ota, which ran in Fantasy DX magazine. We can think of no reason why the US release title implies there is only one magic user, quote-unquote, except perhaps a lack of familiarity with English grammar. Well, that was disappointing. I hope you guys heard that. Mainly, people... Bye, Annalisa. Good to see you. Mainly people from the team that worked on Hakucharen. I knew like one or two people like this, so it doesn't come as a surprise. Sato Jun. They're key animators, so it's possible they didn't mention them. They still have no excuse because Taiji Abushita is the director of Panda Magic Serpent. Well, I gotta have a great night, all. Good seeing you too. Oh, yeah, Annalise is saying bye to Writer Strike. Gotcha. Yeah, so that was disappointing. And they do say it's directed by Junichi Sato, at least. Okay. I'm gonna put a little dismissive. I have to first read the third edition just to see if they changed anything. Okay. Yeah, nothing changed. Bob Samurai talked about this film lately. He didn't like it either, but it was way more. He was way more respectful of it. Yeah. Sasuga. I'm gonna put. I want to be a little dismissive. I don't know. They were very flippant when describing this show to me. It was very clearly like written with a particular angle and voice in mind, which I don't think synopsis should have. I want to read a synopsis of Mahotsukai Tai that's on whatever's on now, or Kitsu. Sky Tai. Okay. One sunny day, invaders come from space. They weren't little green men or funny girls wearing school uniforms, though. They were ugly robots which defeated the UN forces in seconds. After that, the invaders, known as eyeballs, roamed around and observed human society. In fact, they were peaceful unless attacked. They were polite and followed all the traffic laws too. Still, they were aliens, and the people of Earth wanted them to go home. The Kitanaboshi High School Magic Club took it upon themselves to defeat these foul robots and free the world. It's still weirdly leaning on this the aliens thing, which is surprising to me. Yeah, whatever. Still excited to watch it sometime though. But like, remember they're supposed to be fighting the aliens. It's like, okay. This is Magic Woman M. Haha Shoujo Meryl. Nice. It's a hentai. Cool. Magical Doremi. I may have known about this before, but you gotta be kidding me. No. Oh. I was gonna say, that's bizarre. I've never seen that before. What is it? Sorry, I'll let you all know in a second. Wait, what is it? 382? Ah! Okay. I didn't realize. I'm sorry if that peaked the mic. What movie? When you reviewed Sarutobi Sasuke, the Toei film, they wrote an article on it. Just came back from AFK. They wrote an article on Sarutobi Sasuke, and they had a very weird dismissive kind of take on it. All they say about Sarutobi Sasuke, they obviously describe the movie, but then they're like, a flawed film that mixes ninja action with highly idiosyncratic work by several artists who had never worked in anime before. Like, it was just very strange. And so, Full Windman was saying that you also talked about it, but you were way more respectful about it. This is a really weird take. And anyway, I was going to mention, they changed Stumbling Witch Doremi. This was before it got officially localized to Magical Doremi. They changed move, of course. So now it's an S. Yeah. I thought Magical Doremi was gonna have gonna be like a 3rd edition entry. An average third grade girl wishes to believe she could be a witch. She meets Lika, the owner of a magic shop, who incorrectly guesses that she is a genuine witch. Unfortunately, the lucky guess transforms Lika into a frog. And Doremi can only transform her back by becoming a qualified witch herself. Doremi mines the store with her schoolmates Hazuki and Aiko, beginning her adventures in witchery. This child-oriented variant on Sailor Moon features innovative crayon and watercolor backgrounds in the style of children's books. The 3rd season, which began in 2001, transforms the girls' magic shop into a bakery and introduces a funny American, Momoko, who only speaks halting Japanese. And they kept that in the 3rd edition. The show was created by... So they added this for the 3rd edition. The show was created by Toei House pseudonym Izumi Todo, who is also credited with a similar precure. Although the series finished in 2004 with a shorter video spin-off, it continued in prose form with Midori Kuriyama's novella Ojamaja Doremi 16, charting the lead's progress at high school. So they added... it's literally the best action in anime at that point, so it's very significant. However, I didn't find it enjoyable, just a bit below my threshold. Added... Rated by Toei House Pseudonym Izumi Todo. And how it finished in 04 and Doremi 16 novels. I guess it's positive. I'm gonna say mixed. I don't know. I'll say positive. Ugh. Child-oriented variant on Sailor Moon. It's not. Features innovative crayon and watercolor background. Bee Gees. At least they gave it a positive compliment. Okay. Oh, right, I should follow up your reply to my comment for your other vid, but yeah, wow, it's all Sailor Moon for Toei stuff. Yeah, up to that point. Obviously, there's some other stuff like Princess Crayon that I didn't mention in that reply, but otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much the trajectory. This whole book is just this anime is like X anime, so it sucks. More or less. It's not that additive, really, in that regard. It's additive in its own ways, but not in that way. Let's see. Magical Emmy. I'm gonna drink. Stand up, drink. Sit down, drink. Pass out. Faded, drank. Faded, drank. Let's see. She transforms into Magical Emmy, a magical girl in the tradition of Creamy Mommy. What the fuck? It spoils Magical Emmy. Which is like, as with the other magical girl stories. Come on. What is that supposed to mean? I like that you mentioned that, but like, what are you talking about? What? Okay, so that was weird. Let me just check it's the same over here. Yep. Yeah, okay. So they spoil Magical Emmy. As with the other this is just an odd choice, I thought. Many of the crew would go on to from this obscure work to make some of the best known anime of the late 1980s and beyond. Like who? So here are the names. Nobuyasu Furukawa, Kazuyoshi Katayama. I think Kazuyoshi Katayama sounds familiar. I think that's the Ghost in the Shell guy. Tomomi Mochizuki sounds familiar. Mizuho Nishikubo. Michiru Hongo. Tadayuki Hayashi. Takashi Ano. Fumihiko Takayama. Those are all directors. Maybe episode directors? Script is Hiroshi Kobayakawa. Mami Watanabe, Akinori Endo, Hideki Sonoda, Tsukihiro Tomita. Designs by Yoshiyuki Kishi, Kazuhiko Kobayashi. Animation by Yoshiyuki Kishi and Yuji Motoyama. Music by Keiichi Oku. Studio Pierrot. I mean, I could look into those names again, but yeah, Tomomi Mochizuki does sound familiar. What did he do? Let's investigate on the mouths. I'm sure you can tell me, but Oh yeah. So Creamy Mommy, he was a storyboard and episode director for a lot. That's Creamy Mommy though. Emmy. Yeah, he was a storyboard and episode director. And then he would do Okoku. Oh, okay. Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy. Okay. Director of like a lot of the best episodes of Ranma. Oh, Ocean Waves. Wow. I've been meaning to really. I'm so curious of this just because of the art. I love this cover. Like, that makes me want to watch it so fucking bad, dude. It was similar with Zabungle. Like, Zabungle Graffiti. Like, this cover whips so much ass. That one as well, but, like, this one especially. This was like, I gotta watch the show. Anywho. Like the OVA. I was like the full fucking TV series of Hamtaro? No. Serial storyboarder here. Oh, cool. Nice. I'm not as fan of this one as I am the older one, but still. Speaka. Sorry I don't see the chat at the moment. I'll switch it in a second. Mission School? Never heard of that one. Ooh, nice. Wow. Jesus Christ. Director, script, storyboarder, sound director, and series comp. Jeez. Busy guy on that one. Rosen Maiden. No shit. Wow. That's surprising. I wonder what happened there. Yo, I've seen this! No way! No way! Oh, Battery, cool. Okay. And he hasn't directed anything since. Okay. That's funny, though. What other people have been seeing? That's a familiar face. Is this Tomomi Mochizuki? Yeah, I saw the Dag 1 OVA 2 years right after watching TV. Can't believe you scroll past Toka, Getten, and Porphy. I don't know what you're talking about, Victor. I don't know what those are. Sorry. I don't know what those are. But yeah, like who? Tomomi Mochizuki, I guess. But like, of all the titles to say this about, why Emmy of all things? I don't get it. No. Magical Fairy Persia. That is not what comes up. Okay, where is Persia? Persia. Where are you? Maho. Maho! Okay, Maho Shoujo Persia. Maho Shoujo Persia. No way. Oh, Pelsha? No, Maho no Yosei. Pelsha. No. That wouldn't be it. But maybe it is. Wait a minute. Creamy Mommy. Of course it's CGG. Oh. In 1985, she also starred in the music compilation for 1986's special Three Magical Girls with Magical Fairy Pelsha and Magical Emmy. Magical fairy Pelsh. Yeah, so they just didn't give Pelsh their own article. That's interesting. Okay. That's a new entry. Kind of weirdly recent, too. Magical fairy Persia. 1984. No. Okay. That's a new entry, so I'll skip it. Holy crap, it's actually quite a lot of words for something you skipped earlier. Interesting. Magical girl Elena is also not on here. Okay, what's going on? Oh, it's because it's 2011. I'm an idiot. Okay, Lalabelle. That's also not on here. Magical game. Maho Yugi. Maho Yugi? What is that? Maho Yugi. Oh, it does come up. Magical play. Oh, so they changed it. Moved magical game to magical play. Maho Yugi. Holy crap, Lois. Shabe's live. Good to see you, Ray. I don't know if I've, maybe like years ago or something. I don't feel like you've ever been in chat. It's good to see you though. Yeah, I am exploring the anime encyclopedia. Pelza or Persia, did they know the romanization? It's weird, yeah. It's like Pelshers. I don't really care. It's something weird. Maho Yugi is just Dark Magician Girl. I'm sorry. Yeah. Nachipoko. Oh yeah, it's the Liru anime. I'm not following it, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna I'm gonna read magical game. So where's that magical play? I just had it. Yes. 12-year-old girls from different towns in Majoko Land. The series was also remade in 2001 as a 3D one-shot, the original being in the traditional 2D cell style. We're going to add that as well. Okay. Added. The series was also... made in 2001 as a 3D one-shot. Okay. Oh, yeah. Where am I now? Lalabelle. I just got like a little whiplash of like the article just starts with Lalabelle is a magical girl. Parentheses. See Little Witch Sally. God, enough. Accidentally sent down to the human world, finding a place to live with old couple Sakuzo and we make Tachibana. She promises not to use her magic and tries to fit into the she befriends two local children, Toko and Teiko, who is continually forced to bend her own self-imposed rules when her town is placed in jeopardy by invasion. Oh, oh, immediately dismissive. Magical girl, Lalabelle. Yet another juvenile rehash of Bewitched. Unbelievable. Attached to a heavy-handed moralizing tone, with each episode ending with Lalabelle's proverb of the week. Who cares? Oh my god. Based on manga by Eiko Fujiwara, better known as the author of the infamous Himiko. Lalabelle also appeared in the theatrical short. Okay. So bad. Ugh. You see Sailor... At least it's not, hey, see Sailor Moon. Yeah, I guess. But it makes sense why they say witch, because they're just like, oh, it's bewitched again. Even though I'm watching Sally right now, and, like... It's interesting. I was realizing, even from reading this article, right, where it's like, oh, she's a magical girl, and she promises not to use her magic and tries to fit in the human world. Okay, but what magic does she do? Specifically, what does her magic do? What makes her magical? What is the magic power? Right? It's not just anything. I was realizing, watching Sally the Witch, that it's not just she can do anything. It's specific stuff. And she's actually she's a learning witch. She's literally a girl and hasn't learned all the magic yet. And so she's literally reading a book and, like, trying to practice and do different spells and get better at magic. And so there's certain things that she can do, and other things that she's not as good at. There's nuance to these things. And so it's like, what kind of magician is she? So Sally's a conjurer, specifically. Most of her magic so far, and 7 episodes in, has pretty much entirely been making things appear. It has, and I've written it down. I've been actually writing down her power set, which I think is so interesting to do for a Magical Girl series. At least to me, I find it interesting. What have I written down for it? Yeah, the way magic works. They can conjure anything they can imagine. Both are apprentices, so it's not just Sally, it's her brother as well, Cub. Both are apprentices. They're not always competent. What they see, they can replicate. So if they read it in a book, they're like, I need to make a boat. And they're like looking through a magazine, they see a boat, they can just make a boat. So that's you. But then, if they're like on command, make a boat, they're like, go, and they try it. And they're not gonna, it's kind of what they have to visualize a boat. And they might not be that experienced with boats or something. Because there's an episode where they spend like 2 or 3 minutes trying to conjure a boat, and they're like, oh, they're having difficulty with it. So it's not just like easy. Their only limit is by their knowledge, imagination, and talent. So there's no resource so far. It's not like they get tired from doing too much magic. It's not like they're expending anything. But there's limits to what they can do. Because it's really just of what they can think of, or like, oh, I'll try this, and they're not that like smart or creative. And all things based on what they do, it's like, oh, okay, like they're not as OP as it might seem. There's no magic blasts so far. Their grandmother does a blast that eventually, like, it ricochets off some things and it turns someone into a duckling. But that's it. Cub transforms, but Sally doesn't yet. She does not transform into anything yet, but Cub has transformed. They can also turn items. They can make items have magical properties. So, like, if they want this broom to fly, they can make it fly. That sort of thing. That's how she can fly, basically. Teleport only short distances. So, like, Cub can, like, kind of just disappear and, like, move to different places. But he says he can't fly in episode 5. Dream states. There was an episode with Sally kind of creates this whole illusion to kind of, like, throw off these guys who are kidnapping someone. studying. So like they are studying and actively trying to get better at magic as of episode 6. There is some chanting. There are some spells where they acquire a spell or something like that, but mostly not. It really is just kind of does a thing or just creates an ice cream cone out of nowhere or whatever. And they're gradually learning spells. In episode 7, she learns how to retrieve a lost bag. So if she doesn't know where her bag is, she can't just kind of be like, here's the bag or whatever. She learns the spell how to do that. And it's probably only from short distances. So like kind of like the show itself is not gamifying any of this. But I think it's interesting that I'm collecting this data and like what can they do, right? It's also, I'm doing kind of a similar thing with Ako-chan, just as for fun. I've been keeping track of her transformations. What are the things that she transforms herself into, and what for? Just to get a better understanding of it, and not just like, she just transforms. I don't know. That's just something I find interesting. I'm gonna read the chat. Man, they really just come into these shows wanting to hate them. Damn, they really pulled a This Girl show is for little girls teaching the lessons to little girls. Boo. Yeah. I really like how Sally has a really broad range of magic while modern shows really focus on combat. Yeah, that's the thing with Sailor Moon that I'm finding like meh about is it's just one attack. It's one. And like Usagi later does get a pen that she can transform herself into something. But like there's nothing else about the power. It's a costume change, and then she can jump kind of higher in like one or two instances. But like that's it. Like what? It's weird, man. Sally is pre-Piero Miki Momo. Is it before it becomes toyetic? And do you notice how differently the stories play out? I've not seen Miki Momo yet, but there's definitely no sense of like this is a toy. She doesn't have a gadget at all. Akko has a gadget. Akko is a normal girl and has this one magical item, and that's partly why Akko and Sally kind of share the distinction of magical girls together. Also for the fact that Akko came out before Sally as a manga, but Sally came out as an anime first. I meant most things post Sailor Moon basically become the action magical girl genre as the main face. Yeah, Sailor Moon completely changed the game in that regard. Because it's popular with boys and girls. You see? It's way more popular with, like, it's much more broad to do it with, like, an action show. Sally's the Center is from the creator of Tetsujin 28 and Giant Robo, so that's probably why it's a bit more experimental than most might think. I mean, yeah. I've not gotten any intention about him being, like, oh, it's a Tetsujin guy, Because he's not doing any commentary or any weird thing like that. And he also doesn't have any, so far, hasn't had any, anything like Giant Robo with, like, again, commentary and, like, referencing himself, and I don't know. The Sally anime is almost entirely anime original. Yeah, it's one volume. Oh, 100%. No, I know that. But then there's also a second series as well. That's another 88 episodes. So it's mostly an anime franchise. I feel beyond. That's also why I don't really put that much stock or emphasis on the fact that it was written by is it Okamoto? Yeah, I think it's Okamoto. I feel beyond Aaron's Maho profile. I'm probably not too keen on the specifics of the very proto and super. Yeah, that's what I mean. I get Aaron's Maho profile was really useful. It didn't cover everything. Because she definitely didn't watch all of it. I'm almost positive. Well, now I just sound stupid. Sally's a Majoko genre, which is specifically a work about a girl ignorant of human world learning things. Yeah. It's interesting it's named after Majoko. Because Majoko's a different show, right? Like, it's its own show, like Majoko. I believe it's its own show. But you're right. Sally is very much like that new, like, alien-type character. So does a single spell per episode? No. No, it's as many spells as she wants. It's not like the one spell. Even in Akko, it hasn't necessarily followed the pattern of here's the one transformation this episode. There's definitely been at least one episode so far where she didn't need to transform at all. The problem had nothing to do with her. And it felt very shoehorned. But that was a good episode, actually. I liked that episode. Yeah. So does a single spell, is there a longer continuity that she likes to keep a spell book? For not really so much of a spell book so far. She has a spell book, but it's not like, oh, it's this page or whatever. It's not like it's categorized that way. Sailor Moon and Pretty Cure both played a big role in killing off non-combative. Oh, huge, yeah. You don't see it anymore. More modern Mahou Shoujo is just tokusatsu. I like slice of life side of Sailor Moon. I just like seeing the character. Oh, yeah, well, that's the best part. All the episodes so far of Sailor Moon, the best part has been everything that's not the fight. Not that the fights are bad, but there's nothing to them. There really is nothing to them. They transform, she does a little avoiding thing, and then she does the tiara thing and they explode into dust. That's like it. There's very, very little substance in those parts. There's way more substance in the actual, like, story part. I don't think the episodes are focused on a single spell. It's more like a story per episode. Yeah, it's episodic stories. Aren't you glad that when they get to Precure, they actually use punches and kicks? Yeah, I enjoy Heart Catch a lot more so far over Sailor Moon. Just in that regard. Because it also has the stuff that, like, Sailor Moon has. And it also has, like, more of a stronger continuity. I don't know. But I like Sailor Moon a lot. I do like it. I do enjoy the show. So much that all the parents got mad enough so they have to change some later seasons to beam attacks. Yeah. It's episodic, but there are some serious character development moments. Man, I'm actually really want to dig into the post-Sailor Moon Prima Doka era when Nanoha Precure really doubled down on the action, explicitly targeting boys. Apparently, I'm pretty sure this encyclopedia gets very cynical about that. That they're just like, this is just for boys! Sorry. I still need to get around to Sakura and maybe even Peach, just to tell what it's like right before Precure and Nanoha. Yeah, I've heard good about Wedding Peach. And Mermaid Melody or something. Nanoha mostly targeted otaku until non-otaku fans became fans, and the show tried to have more of a broad focus. Actually, I got to do Dead Picked. Always loved Wedding Peach so much. They got Wedding Peach. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to take so much on that. Just frustrating. Magical Girl Cat Taruto. Girl Cat? Taruto. Magical Meow Meow Taruto. Gotcha. Okay. Changed. Moved. Magical Girl Cat Taruto to Magical Meow Meow Taruto. Let's just read it now. Taruto, one of the three caddy girls, bleaches the one most princess of the Magical Mother tribe with female features. This is a mixture of a magical girl genre and a dash of Tenchi Muyo, since she has a shy young master, of course. She's based on a manga in culture jump by It's another dismissive. Magical Meow Taruto. This cynical mixture of anime females, magical girl genre, and a dash of Tenchi Muyo, since she has a shy young master, of course. Annoying. I mean, considering Toei Fushigi comedy was airing the entire era of Sailor Moon, so draws a lot of those tropes. Blames Shimbo. Ultimately, apparently Urabuchi was holding him back on Madoka before Magiga. I forgot how much Shotori Shinomori contributed to magical girls later in life. See, when we say magical girls are just tokusatsu, we're a lot closer than we think. I mean, Shimbo is reasonable for that movie ending, you know the one. Magical Mako-chan. Oh, I needed to label that different. Fuck. Hold on. Magical Play. Leave that like that. And Taruto. Meg-chan? No. Mako-chan. There it is. Tickle? Chikuru? Majoko. Majoko. Majoko Meg-chan. Majutsi, Matai. Yep, that's a new one. Magical Girl Tickle, or Majoko Chikuru, is a new entry from 1978. I'm gonna put Majoko Chikuru. Alright. Magical Kanan. It's still not there. Where the fuck is that one? Septum Charm? Goodness. This section's been a lot of work so far. No. I don't know where that would be. I don't think it's there. Okay. That's a new article. That's a new one apparently. I don't know where that would be. Septem Charm. Magical Kanan. From 2000. Okay. Magical Mako-chan. There we go. Gosh. Mako, the youngest daughter. Okay, they didn't say anything about that one. Okay. Magical Meg. Nothing significant, I should say. Let me get... Oh. Okay. I'm kind of curious about their take on Mako-chan. They don't have a take. They don't have a take, sorry. They describe it. Well, if you've seen it, maybe let me read it and see if this makes sense. Mako, the youngest daughter of the Undersea Dragon King, defies her father and comes to the surface world. There she falls in love with Akira, the first man she has ever seen. She asks a wise old woman to transform her into a human, knowing that she can never go back to being a mermaid. Then she goes to live with the animal-loving Mr. Urashima, longing all the while for another meeting with her beloved Akira. A mixture of Little Mermaid and Japanese folktales, created for the screen by Masaki Tsuji under the pen name Shinobu Urakawa. No take. And what do I know? I'm the daughter of Shallow Dream Apologist. I'm a Dawn. I'm not responsible, autocorrect man. Magical Kanan has 2 adaptations, by the way. Okay. One's 18 plus, the other's a TV show. Oh yeah, I remember the 18 plus. I don't think they changed the main girl's design too much, but missed a whole chance to rant about porn when I was Encyclopedia. Of course, while we mainly It's in the third edition. Kanan's in the third edition. It's just not in the first edition, which would be weird because it came out in 2000. Of course, what we mainly refer to Precure, most of the formula for the show takes Super Sentai. The term tokusatsu merely refers to live action. Yeah, of course. That sounds like a correct summary of episode 1. Yeah. This encyclopedia never misses the chance to rant about hentai. It takes plenty, you know. There's a lot of hentai articles in here. There's a lot of hentai articles in here. In fact, it's fine. They're fine. Okay, Magical Meg. What a cool name. Majoko Meg-chan. The Meg the Witch. Meg, the oldest child in the Kansuki family. Okay. There's nothing of note, really. It's just kind of... Alright. They describe it, and then it says, this magical girl anime has a distinctly European look, particularly in the streets and houses. That's it. Alright. Thank you. Neat. I guess I'll take it over fucking... Lullabelle's fucking... Ugh. Jeez. Meg is definitely probably the spiciest of Toei 70s shows. I think my main conceit is that because everyone in the West assumes Sailor Moon is the magical girl cipher, everyone then assumes the genres of female henshin heroes up through Kill la Kill. Yeah. How spicy does it get? Habanero levels? Side rant, I miss when Precure games were platformers or beat-em-ups instead of the shovelware minigame collections. Dang. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's see. Magical Meg. Magical Taruto. Taruto. So nursery school in the magical dimension. Then comes the human world pursued by teacher Tachina. I saved the mother friend. Then a huge robot vision hell. Okay. Yeah. It's a weird synopsis, but okay. Magical Twilight. Was released. And then they added this little part. During the peak of mania for the X-Files, the US distributor gave this a series a Hex Files suffix, which was then featured far more prominently on the box art than the actual title. I see. Changed. Oh. Magical Twilight changed is available for people who want porn with the porn removed to was released. They also added, during the peak of mania for X-Files, US distributor gave this a Hex Files suffix. Yeah. Magical Warfare. I guess the licensed game bubble popped. Yeah. I think what the formula solidified the most was when Precure 5, where one can see 5 team members, which is the same amount of Rangers in the first entry of Go Ranger. Yeah. Meg almost dies episode 1. Although, at least to be fair, Slad, Precure at least doesn't stick with the 5 every time. It is a team. It hasn't been like a duo for a while. To my knowledge, I'm not a Precure expert, but like Hardcatch was like the last one I can remember that was like it starts with the 2 of them. But it's usually been like 3, I think, 3 or 4. I don't think most people even realize Kill la Kill is just a tribute to Cutie Honey. It's a lot more than Cutie Honey. I've been meaning, I haven't even seen Kill la Kill yet, but I have wanted to make a similar What Inspired Gurren Lagann video with Kill la Kill. I wanted to do that while I was making the Gurren Lagann video. I was like, oh, Kill la Kill would be the exact same shit. It'd be Cutie Honey, Project A-ko. I haven't seen it, obviously. I don't think it would be Sailor Moon, actually. It would be more Cutie Honey. Bancho titles, just Bancho in general, or which would lean specifically into Sukabandeka specifically, as well as a lot of old stuff like Aim for the Aces in there, and you could kind of, triggers this similar thing, but like. The thing was, I don't like making the same video twice, but more so, Gurren Lagann ended up being so much about inspiration that like it wouldn't do it justice. Like there was what really made that Gurren Lagann video kind of over the top is the fact that I was able to loop it back into the actual themes of the show itself. And I don't know if I can do that with Kill la Kill. I haven't seen it, but I doubt it. What still bugs me about the other bit of Kill la Kill isn't Magical Girls is that Cutie Honey is somehow retroactively assumed to be Magical Girl show, but it feels odd to say even at the time. No, I would say it's weird that it's retroactively a Magical Girl show. I think it is. But you know what? I think it's only retroactive because they weren't combat oriented so much back then. And then something about Sailor Moon really clicked it for people that like this is Magical Girl despite being about combat. Which is interesting. I think it's the aesthetics. I bet it's the aesthetics that convinced people. Just reading the chat. I just meant the main influence is Cutie Honey. Yeah, fair. Let's keep going. Magical Twilight. Where is that? Oh, did I read that already? Yes, I did. Magnos. Yes. Okay. The alien Izzard, former ruler of Earth. Gakeen! It's Magnos, but it's Gakeen! It's charisma hero. Hey, guys. Gakeen is notable for being the first mecha to have both a male and female pilot, right? Am I wrong about that? I want an answer before I say what's next. It's the Gona guy had his finger in every pie narrative. Yeah. Oops, created ecchi. Oops, created mecha, basically. There's so much you can point to as a reference. Watching Karikon, I feel like there was new references from the characters in it too. To be fair, he was really influential. But that's the catch, though. He's so big, it's hard not to put his name on something just for advertising. Yeah, for sure. I'm not good with 70s mecha. I don't know. I feel like I just need actual Japanese interviews. Yeah. Gakeen totally is that one that was the first. Am I wrong? I feel like this was it. Fuck. this the one? Coquine. I feel like it is. I've seen this OP before, so I'm pretty sure if I saw the visual, I will know it's right. I think this is it, yeah. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. People can correct me if I'm wrong. Was it good enough to be the first to be notable, as in it was also popular enough for people to care? Not like Zero Tester. No, like that's what I heard about Gakeen specifically. I say it because what they say is, though Takaru is the nominal hero, the robot cannot move without Mai's presence. That's nepotism for you. You're just gonna completely like undermine this like significant moment as like, that's nepotism for you. Like, what? Ava was more to Ultraman. Whatever, guys. Let's not do this argument here. God. Who cares? Animated sequences is part... I guess I care, but, you know. Animated sequences is part of a how-to guide, including simulations of emotional components. Yes, and we read Maho Romantic last time. Not partially rewritten, it's more embellished. Insight. It's about like the boys, when Japanese boys Suguru's age, a 350-day deadline isn't the time limit on a robot girlfriend. It's a reminder that college exams and the adult responsibilities that follow are less than a year away. Oh right, this fucking and season 2, you know, paragraph about season 2 OVA. But this is a weird choice here. Mahoromatic. Deep. Mahoramatic is really about that other perennial gynax subject. Come on. There we go. Staying forever young. Yeah. Yeah. Maya. What? What? Okay, I think that might be a new title. This is 2001. Maya. No, just look up Maid. No. I'll put that as a new one. Maya the Servant, 2001. My Miracle's new. Maiko, 2010. There we go. Perfect. That's actually kind of interesting. I've never heard of this one before. It's Maiko 2010. Let me pull it up now. Yeah. Oh, this is the manga adaptation. Android Anna. Yeah. In the year 2010, the Japanese radio industry is in decline. To reverse their flagging ratings, a station staffed with perennial losers makes a daring gamble to hire the industry's first Android on-air host. Maiko is cute, but it will take more than novelty to win over the fickle audience, especially with a crew as inept as this one. This is a lot, even better synopsis, actually, than the one they gave here. Their synopsis is, in 2010, Nippon Broadcasting tries to increase its ratings by employing Maiko, the android, as a broadcaster. An adaptation of a popular story also made into a radio drama and manga based on an idea by Airbat's creator. That sounds like fun. Hey, and this guy recommends it. This guy's pretty seen a lot of shit, very critical. That's cool. Interesting. Fun. Cool. Michael 2010. Maiden of. Where's the chat? Okay. Maiden of. An original take on the anime porn genre set in 19th century Europe, where a secret society exerts political power. The second episode was not released in the US. They specified the episode, basically, of an underage character. Series was subsequently yeah. Cool. Okay, so then 35 minute 5 episodes, 2 30-minute episodes. And the Maiden in this one is just 30. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. retitling of Song of the Baby Bird, another entry in the Discovery series, of which the original Maiden Diaries is also a part. Although the original mansion was seen burning to the ground in the original series, it has now been fully rebuilt just in time for the arrival of Carol, a spoiled railroad tycoon's daughter. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm actually, a hentai, yeah. But like, doesn't sound that skeezy, all things considered, which is interesting. But they changed, what is it? Maiden of. Tweaked. Well, I should say clarified an episode. One episode to the second episode. And underage characters losing the plural. Added a whole section about 2-episode sequel OVA. Yeah. Maiden Rose. Maiden Rose is here. Mail order Maiden 28. Gotcha. Based on a manga by Tales of Pastiching. Gigantor. How is it Pastiching Gigantor? Pfft. It's a porn title, Pastiching Gigantor, of all things. Okay. Great. A predictable rehash of Video Girl Eye. Okay. Dismissive. A predictable rehash of Video Girl Eye. Guess Maiko never caught on since no one talks about her anymore. Maison Ikoku. I'll read Maison Ikoku's entry. While he waits for the chance to retake his university entrance exams, Yusaku Godai lives in the Maison Ikoku dormitory. A strange place peopled by the party-loving Hanai Ichinose, perverse Tom Yotsuya, and free-spirited club hostess Akemi. That's funny. Hanai Ichinose. Perverse Yotsuya. Perverse Tom Yotsuya. Okay, so they changed something. I have to do this before I forget. That's funny. Coke. Removed Tom from Tom Yotsuya. Because I remember, it was like, his name's Tom? I don't remember that. No, they removed that. I don't know where they got that. From Tom Yotsuya, yeah. And Free Spirited Club Akemi. But Godai soon falls for the new apartment manager, the pretty widow Kyoko Otanashi. A courtship dogged by troubles from the other tenants and from the pressure brought by Godai's rival for her affections, Mitaka. By her rival suitor. By Godai's rival suitor. And from the pressure brought by Godai's rival for her affections. That's funny. Changed Godai's rival suitor to Godai's rival for her affections. Another hentai review. This is about Tom. Tom Yotsuya. You know, Tom Yotsuya. A popular manga from Mercy Yatsura creator Rumiko Takahashi. Story is highly regarded among her works. Regarded in her work. Not the least because it has a beginning, middle, and an end. It's true, and not the interminable repetition of Rama 1/2. Little bashing of Rama 1/2 in here. I'm gonna try to write that somewhere. Ranma 1/2. Interminable repetition. In Maison Ecoque article section. Greetings and salutations. Hello, Brian. It's good to see you. I hope that's how I pronounce it. Brian. I think it's Brian, but I'm not sure. Good to see you. Maison Ecoque was troubled by early problems. The character designs were changed twice before it truly got underway. I didn't even notice. But like Ursa Yatsura has the exact same thing happen. So like whatever. It was worth the wait, however. The wait? Was there a wait at some point? Was there a pause? Huh? Oh, worth the wait for them to get better? I might write that down because I'm not sure what they mean by that. It was worth the wait, however, and is an attractive, touching, everyday anime drama that shares a special place in fans' hearts alongside Kimaguri, Orange Road. A similar tale of almost unattainable love. Interesting they're comparing it to Kimaguri, but okay. The series eventually ends with the movie version. Final chapter. It does not end with that, actually. From what I believe, actually, it's interesting. They actually add the name. Okay. Added title of the final movie. It's been a while since I watched Final Chapter, but I'm almost positive that is not what ends the story. I don't want to spoil for specifics, but do they bash Inuyasha? I feel like they're type of people that would. Maybe. Or, you know, it's so popular that, like, they may not have said anything. That usually happens. Everyone hated the romance parts. At least all the boys did. I'm a guy and I actually liked the romance as a kid. It just wasn't the main appeal for me. It was too young. And it was only aired at Adult Swim, too late for me. Yeah. Image plans for the long-awaited spoiler. That's interesting. They missed a few of the OVAs that had come out at the time. Little specials inside things. Added 1988. OVA. Recap OVA. 1989 music video. 1992 Prelude OVA. 1986 live action film, LA film. Two LA TV specials, 07 and 08. It was parodied and parody, and 06 parody. Yeah. Hey Shades, hello Hugs. It's good to see you. I'm continuing to read the Anime Encyclopedia. Only now it's live, so I'm doing the actual reading and data entry as I'm streaming, and not like before I stream and then show you my findings during the stream. I always loved the demon designs in Inuyasha. 1991 OVA too. Yeah. Well, the 1991 OVA was actually in. That's what's interesting, Davis. It's good to see you. What's so interesting is that they add the vacation special. They say a vacation special was released straight to video as Setsuko Shinobuchi's Mission Impossible Maison Ikoku side story in 1990. So like they had the vacation one, but they didn't have any of these other ones, which is really interesting and weird. But yeah, and they do give a positive reaction to Maison Ikoku. They also spoil Maison Ikoku. Through describing the movie. Maison Ikoku. Attractive, touching, everyday anime drama. Cool. I remember Inuyasha along with Yu Yu Hakusho helped me get over my fear of monsters as a kid. Nice! Alright. Makoto-chan. Yeah. I'm not reading every article, by the way. In case you are new. In case you just showed up. So I'm sorry if it's not as entertaining of a stream moment to moment, but you know. I think people are still having a good time. Let me know if you're enjoying the stream. Try to be a good boy who's done. Or are you enjoying this format at least? I don't want to be doing it if people don't like it, right? I'm a people pleaser. What can I say? Tries hard to be a good boy, but it's done by Uncle-chan. I didn't know that Makoto-chan was in Umezu work. Hold on. Really? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so this is like, it is the movie I'm thinking of. This movie right here, Makoto-chan. I've seen some crazy ass visuals for this movie. It looks whack. And it's by Umezu, who is Drifting Classroom guy. And you know, cat boy with cat ears, very famous, influential horror mangaka. Huge, huge, huge. And yeah, only has 4 anime to his name, pretty much. But very important, influential guy. They don't have very good reception or coverage of him in the encyclopedia, unfortunately. But like the visuals I've seen from this are crazy. Let me see. Anime. I don't know if some screenshots are gonna show up. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I forget who. I think Waya has seen it and has shared some screen caps. That would look really, really impressive to me. I don't know. It's got like this. It's got visuals like this, dude. It's like, oh, okay, you know. It's one of those. I'm really interested in it. I have heard it already, and it wasn't necessarily their article that interested me, but yeah, got me on there, you know. Let me check the chat. See, showing scary is a good thing. I find it super lo-fi. Seeing you even jot things down or make connections is cool and comfy. Be that people pleaser punk. Only 4, but still influential. That's crazy how that works sometimes. Covers looks a little wacky. Oh yeah, more like showing kids crazy scary things and getting the crap beaten out of them. I love the framing and covering. Looks rad. Yeah, right. I'm hoping like maybe I watch it and be one of those reps that's like, dude, check this movie out. You know, like Akuma-kun. I'm like that for Akuma-kun. But I still gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Okay. They do say it's unusual, so I'll put that as mixed. Koto John. Unusual. Okay. Malice Doll. Oh wow, they say a hell of a lot more about Malice Doll than this initial article here. Oh, it's completely rewritten, I think. It's totally different right off the bat. Okay. Intermediate underground realm. Okay. Wow. It completely. Wow. Wow. Completely revised. So the original article just says, androids in a distant future are made for the sexual gratification of their masters, though the manufacture of sentient humanoids calls into question the humanity of their unfeeling creators. A 3D CG anime revisiting some of the sexual politics of writer Kanaka's earlier Armitage the Third. They always mention that one. Every chance they get, they gotta mention Armitage the Third. I'm surprised, if Greg, if you're still here, I'm surprised Armitage the Third is not the third pillar of anime, of sci-fi anime. Makoto-chan's movie adaptation is like that with the high contrast colors because it's directed by Tsutomu Shibayama, who's the director of Chibi Maruko-chan. Yeah! Good shit. Good connection. Wow. Very excited. Anyway, I'm going to the Malice Doll entry is completely revised. I'm going to highlight literally all of it. It's one of their longer articles, too. It's very long. I'm going to read it. Oh, this is a way better synopsis. God. So they got they. It's a positive. Seems like a positive article, I think. Makes virtues out of its many vices. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Kaiser Beams are on Armitage. I'm interested in that Malice Doll article since it was advertised as in the US as a hentai for some reason. Yeah, so that was the original article. This new one really has me interested in it. Just the synopsis got me interested in it. But I have heard of Malice Doll before, so I'll put it over here. Yeah, but they're, yeah. In an indeterminate underground realm, robot prostitute Malice goes in search of repairs. Instead, she is ravished by a tentacled beast, and wakes to discover that her previous doll form has been replaced with a living, breathing, feeling body. Initially shunned by her former associates, she soon converts her fellow prostitutes into a similar life state by kissing them, though the transformation process often leaves them hideously malformed. When even the cynical Doris asks for a kiss, Malice worries about the after effects of the transformation and goes in search of some way of undoing the spell. In the repair shop, she is told that this is all a dream, a doll dreaming of being a human, or a human dreaming of being a doll. Whatever the answer, Malice's spirit escapes from bondage, leaving her former colleagues behind. Malice Doll cleverly makes virtues of its many vices. Whereas many late 20th century anime augmented their cell work with computer graphics, Malice Doll improves its digital animation with the addition of old-fashioned cells, neatly papering over the cracks between the polished yet static images of the dolls, supposedly in a studied jerkiness inspired by the puppet animations of Jan Svankmajer. Jackie Kanaka's script cunningly calls for a virtually expressionless cast, and the animators conceal the shortcomings of their work in the copious shadows and montages seemingly inspired by the works of French filmmaker Chris Marker. Depending on one's point of view, Malice Doll is either a fairy tale allegory of the end of childhood, or a misogynist fantasy of redemption through rape, Pinocchio for perverts. Its heroine is an unfeeling sex toy seeking repair as oil trickles down her shapely legs. She is haunted by the image of an angelic child and molested by an emphatic menace. She wakes after her ordeal to discover that she has made her warmer, more sensitive and sassy. She is now clad in revealing bad girl garb and targeted by a succession of other lustful monsters. This is not the first time that Kanaka has dealt with fetishes and gender issues. Malice Doll shares several tropes with the writer's earlier work on Bubblegum Crisis and Armitage III, along with rich pickings for psychiatrists, who will be intrigued to observe the depiction of life itself as a sexual disease. Missing its original release date, Malice Doll was crucially delayed, just a moment too long. By the time its first episode reached video stores in 2001, Japan was already swept up in hype over the flashier and immensely more costly Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and Malice Doll sank without a trace. That was an unfortunate fate, as Malice Doll's artful exploitation of its own limitations makes it an interesting object lesson in low-budget filmmaking. It was eventually released as a single feature with a misleading 2003 copyright date that only really referred to the date of the feature-length compilation, and concealed the fact that in the fast-moving world of computer animation, Malice Doll was already 2 years behind the times. Note, the @ symbol at the title is merely a typographical adornment. It was never intended to be pronounced. Yeah. I haven't pronounced it that way. Ha ha ha. Good one on Malice Doll. I thought that was a great article. What do you guys think? I really enjoyed that. Really made me want to check it out more. I had heard great things about it from Hayden, or at least the fact it is in Hayden's favorites, you know. Also, the OVA is really interesting since it's a really atmospheric 3D CG OVA. Kaiser Beam is one of the few reviewers that actually gives Dazaki's work respect. That's encouraging. But it's interesting you bring up... never mind. I guess it's fine, whatever. You've probably heard about Malice Doll via Hayden. Not to be too backhanded compliments, but he does feel like a competent Bennett. In that he's definitely focused on reviewing 80s anime with a slight moral bent, but it is researched, at least. I don't disagree with you, Annalisa, to be honest. He does come off as a way more savvy, carefully worded Bennett. A little bit. More researched as well. But Bennett's also putting in the research now, so there's not much difference between the two of them at that point. No offense to either of them. I just haven't been able to really watch a lot of Kaiser Beam's work for that reason, I think. But I love his Looney Tunes series. I'm always going to plug that. Those videos are unbelievably good. What year would Malice Doll have come out? 2001. Oh, it was released late. That's interesting. Yeah, the morality stuff's kind of grown worthy at times, but usually it doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah. About Kaiser Beam stuff, yeah. I like that article a lot. It really made me want to check out Malice Doll. Malice at Doll, by the way. Mama loves Puyo Puyo Saurus. Is not on here. Is not showing up. Okay. Oh my god, the title in Japanese is so cute. Mama wa Puyo Puyo Saurus ga daisuki. Aww. Me too, I'll add that. I guess Kaiser is a Looney Tunes buff and a furry, so that's a neutral, I guess. The furry thing doesn't show up at all. Besides, like, the profile picture. So that's not very fair. No, that doesn't come across at all. I really like his Looney Tunes stuff. This is also coming from someone who has an animal for a profile picture on their channel. I'm not a furry, by the way. Mama loves Mama Daisuki. Mama. Mama. Mama Puyo. Not coming up. Okay. New article. Mama's Puyo Puyosaurus. New. From 1995. A lot of these, gotta say. I'm gonna put the Japanese title because it's cute. Puyo Puyo Source. Us got Daisuki. 1995. I want to look up what that looks like. Actually, hold on. Puyo. Ooh. Ga Oski. It's not Daisuki, it's Oski. Whoa. Less than 1,000 members. 52 episode show from 1995. There's one cover of it. Looks okay. Looks cute. Looks kind of cute. This character over here kind of looks like a character from Detective Conan. Oddly enough. Yeah, what the hell is this show? Interesting. Do do. Your character is a little cute critter. It does not come off as furry at all, and yet, yeah. If you just say Puyo Puyo, you're probably based, right? Kaiser is also is the only Genocyber review that actually goes into the real problems with that OVA instead of just boiling the whole thing to gore equals bad. Fair. It also looks a little wacky. Mom is a 4th grader. There we go. That's the next one on here. Japanese schoolgirl Natsume gets the fright of her life when her own baby daughter falls through a time warp from 15 years in the future. They actually add the name of the daughter, Mirai, literally future. She's ahead in time. a comedy with elements of the future offspring of Sailor Moon and the unwilling babysitter of Baby and Me, but also owing something of a debt to the sequels to Back to the Future. They had that in the 3rd edition. Okay. Which reached Japan around the time of its production. They don't really elaborate why, but okay. Later episodes veer away from a teen unwed mother farce and into science fiction, as Natsume attempts to return Mirai-chan to her rightful time. Originally intended as a children's series, this thoughtful comedy soon attracted an unexpected adult audience sufficient for it to be nominated for and subsequently win a Seiyun Award. In accepting his prize, director Iguchi pleaded that the work was not really science fiction, but a comedy that used time paradox as a narrative device, that nobody was going to let him get away with that. Nobody was going to let him get away with that. Okay. So they added something there. Well, it was a 4th grader. Moved definition of Mirai earlier. Added, but also owing something of a debt to the Back to the Future sequels, which reached Japan around the time of its production. And I'm just gonna put that over here in odd choices too. Doesn't elaborate. Leaves. Way. Added blurb about winning a Seiyun Award. There's definitely the 1 or 2 layer deeper that helps of being more than just, wow, he sure was shock Eroguro, haha. It still feels like he's role playing moral garbage sifter because of it. Mameushi-kun Manga Mito Komon. Okay. Though he looks like a humble traveler, this old man really is Mitsukuni Tokugawa, aka Komon Mito Koman, the shogun's uncle, traveling Japan incognito in the company of some Celestian heroes. Swordmaster Sasaki, man Atsumi, Ninja Boy Su Kimaru, with Junpei his faithful hound, and pretty maiden Okoto. Group wanders the land in search of trouble, cowing its opponents into submission by branching Mito's Inro, a lacquered case bearing the shogun's crest. A remake of a popular live-action TV series that took place on the Aoki. Sandro Naoki, whatever. Minor. It must be a typo. The story reached its widest audience through a live-action TV series in 1954, and its incredibly long-running successor on TBS. From 1969 to 2000, wore out 3 leading men. This anime version was made shortly before Eijiro Higurashi was replaced by Hikaru Nishima in the live version. Budgets kept live-action version to human interest stories, such as corrupt merchants and samurai, but the anime production was able to introduce more fantastic elements from Japanese folktales. The same set of legends was a distant inspiration for Stella Busters and Roboka Daijoja. See Samurai Gold. Another cover story retold in anime form. That was a good article! That was something I've never heard of before. I'm sorry I didn't read it out loud. Manga Mito Komon. I don't know if I'm necessarily interested in the anime necessarily, but I like the article because they linked it to this live action series, a remake. Because the anime is a version of this TV series that was based on some novels that like got a live action series in '54 and a successor from 1969 to 2000, and like talking about the budgets of the live action show, and they focused on these stories, and the anime was able to do this, and there's a lot of different stuff. It was really cool. Also gives me an actual answer on the line between dark but mature versus sensuous edgy. Yeah. 3 leading men. Wow, that's 2 less than most otome harems. Yeah. It wore out 3 as in like the guy replaced him in the role, I think, is what that's supposed to mean. Manga Pictures of Japan from 1977. Deliberately less faithful to fact than Japanese history, the series happily throws in apocryphal anecdotes and legends about the figures it portrays, normally 2 to an episode. Suitable subjects famous in Japan, though not always famous enough for the internationally minded Great People series, including many figures from the Heike Genji War, such as woman warrior Tomoe Gozen, Doomed Samurai Flowers, Taira no Atsumori, and Nasu no Ichi, who shot off fan off pole to preserve against a giant baboon. Tail off. Fujita no Tawar's fight with a giant centipede. Okay. Not much to that one. Monmaru the Ninja Penguin. Now that's a title. Monmaru the Ninja Penguin. 1997. Ninja School in Nenga, where Ninja Master. He's soon thrown into local rivalry between the Nenga School, the Koga, and the Iga. While he's facing temptation from the Dobe, the group of dropouts from Nenga. A lighthearted adaptation of ninja folktales, based on a manga by creator of Bono Bono. I'm interested in Monmaru the Ninja Penguin. Let's check it out now. Oh, watch, it's gonna have less than 1,000 members. The Ninja. Oh, that's a bad idea. That's not it. It was right. The character was right there. There we go. Ninpen Monmaru. Yep, that's definitely the Bono Bono guy. Where's the... Ooh! Ooh, you don't say! Ooh, you don't say! It did less than 500 members. Oh! So it has, like, school warfare. Like, they're all studying the art of assassination, and the penguin is studying at this school with foxes and raccoons, and then they're in a rivalry with different schools with the monkeys and the dogs. It's, like, fun. It just sounds like a raunchous time. Probably for, very child, kiddie, whatever. But only 30 episodes. Only 30 episodes. It's that looks kind of cute. Not gonna lie. Mawara Penguin must have had early SEO competition. Yeah. Or that World War II penguin anime that a lot of people recommend. That's like an OVA or something. It has like Sanrio penguins, but it's like PTSD. War. Fun. Let's see. Oh, God. I've been streaming for 3 hours, but I want to finish this page. Just this page. I'm halfway through it. Yeah, we'll end it ever at this page. Man's an Idiot from 1970. Man's an Idiot. Otoko do Aho Koshien. Koshien Fujimura is named after a brand. Oh, this is an anime based on a manga by the same author as Dokuben and Absan, Shinji Mizushima. Yeah, and they added this blurb. Uh, Man's an idiot. Added blurb about the original manga has more space to tell the story of Koshien's family and school life. The anime leaves his parents out altogether and ends with his first year in high school. The anime was originally shown in sports segments every night but Sunday. 26 episode show, too. And they have that insight. That's really interesting. About anime. About manga comparison. Yeah. Where anime leaves off, when it aired, when / the way it aired. Very additive blurb, actually. Very additive blurb. Isn't it Vietnam War Penguins? Yeah, something like that. That's Penguin's Memory. Is that the Club Penguin Goes to Vietnam thing? Yeah. Manual of Ninja Martial Arts from 1967. A barely animated adaptation of Sanpei Shirato's long-running manga tale. Great. And its use of inanimate animation was later parodied in the opening sequence in Kamui. Oh. Manual of Ninja Martial Arts. Added bit about being parodied in '09 election movie. I guess saying barely animated adaptation is not necessarily a subjective opinion type of thing. If it's based on a particular form of animation, sure. Mayor the English Village Potter creates a mouse one drunk at night. The food one here. Fearless nice mouse comes to life. Setting out to see the world, he leaves Buddingtown Dale and is warned on several occasions to beware of the Manx cat. After helping rescue a friendly circus tire, Burra Khan, from crooked London pet shop owner, is the petman. And then Manx Mouse confronts the fearsome Manx cat, turns out to be a gentlemanly creature who invites him to tea. Two decided to be friends, making the contravention of the traditional imperative of achieving the book of destiny. Based on the book by written to entertain the late Grace Kelly after she gave him one of the first model mice she made in pottery class. That's a spoiler for this random ass movie. It seems that they kind of describe the whole thing. Ending. ends that page. So the next one I'm on is Many Dream Journeys of Meme. Meme. Whatever. Or Mapletown Stories. Do Mapletown Stories as well. But we'll do it around there. Hi, Joe Renji. It's good to see you. Unfortunately, you caught me right as I was about to end stream. Going home tomorrow. Can't wait to check out the Malice Doll entry. Hayden, it's good. It was so good. It's really good. And an interesting comparison. I don't know if you have the first edition or the third edition, but the first edition has meme hype, right? Meme. Where is it? I'm still in MA. God. Malice Doll. I was just looking how many more pages of MA I have. Oh my gosh! I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 more pages of MA left. Ugh. But yeah, Malice Doll, the original entry, I should have the first edition. Okay, so the first edition literally only has androids in a distant future are made for the sexual gratification of their masters, though the manufacture of sentient humanoids calls into question the humanity of their unfeeling creators. A 3D CG anime revisiting some of the sexual politics of writer Kanaka's earlier Armitage III. The third article completely obliterates that. It's completely rewritten. There's not a trace of that in the third edition. It is so much better. I read the whole thing out loud in the stream. So once this stream ends, or you can rewind, you should be able to rewind this YouTube stream in particular. I'm pretty sure. Let me just check on my end. I'm pretty sure you can do it though. Where are you, Christmas? Trying not to look at the amount of people watching because I'm trying not to make myself self-paranoid. The Holy Pig. Hi. M is a very popular consonant. Yeah. I was watching the replay, but I'm always so confused what anime you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is hard to follow in that way, yeah. A lot of the time I'm not talking about the show that about the thing that I read. Like I was waiting for Magnetic Rose, but it never showed up. Oh, Magnetic Rose is in Memories. Magnetic Rose is going to be listed under ME Memories. Over here, yeah, like pages later. I can read. I did cover Magnetic Rose actually in the last stream, though I know it's also with the other archived streams. It's hard to navigate through stuff. I get it. I find it difficult as well when I'm trying to do it myself. Oh, sweet. Yeah, but if you check the VOD, let me see if I can rewind it. Yes, I've been able to. I can rewind it on my end, at least when I'm on my phone. So you should be able to. Yeah, it'll be probably a little hard to find specifically, but yeah. At the Holy Pig at Malice Doll. That first entry sounded like a lot of synopsis pages. Yeah, like the Mal in Wikipedia uses. It might be directly from this book. Honestly, it might. But yeah, the new one is way better. It has so much more insight and like detail. It made me really interested in watching the OVA, like very much interested. It's fantastic. Anyway, I can't glow it enough. You can try to find it in the mod. Anywho, tell Mr. Wolf that Duncan lives at 867 North Maple Drive. I like referencing Big Fat Liar a lot. Just that one scene. Yeah, so those are my findings, all from tonight. I think that was fairly productive. 3 hours to do... not too productive, to be honest with you. I don't know. 3 hours to get through that many pages. I feel like I'd be a little more faster. It makes sense. It only makes sense. But again, if I do it more... I feel like if I could do a combination of read on my own time and do some live reading, you know? And just stream more often. I think that could be the play. But it worked out. I think this stream worked out pretty good. I think this was fun. Maybe we could try it this year. It's only 3 episodes. Oh yeah. I do have to, it actually, wait a minute. I could have sworn, I could be wrong about this, Hayden. I have to check. Hold on. Is it on here? Not here, but I'll let you know what I mean in a second. Oh, it's got to be on this. Oh, come on. Where is... Oh, it's not on here either. Okay, one more try. No, what do you mean it's not on here? Oh, I know why it's not on here. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. Because it was a 3-episode OVA, and I only put like 1 episode OVAs on this. I was looking through my group watch, my Patreon group watch. We have these 1 episode. I have like a ton of these, like a whole set. There's a couple 2-episode OVAs like Kakuno no Susume is on here. Animation Runner Kuromi was on here. But I don't see Malice Doll, and I think it's because it was 3 episodes. But it could be considered like a wild card. That'd be cool. And I got Rose is part of Memories. It has some of the scenes that are kind of sexually explicit, but they have their purposes, and often have a tinge of body horror. It makes it more cool. We talked about it last stream because they requested it. Think of it like Meatery. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, part of Memories. But even just a textbook box he could give on stream what he's talking about would be great, even if I'm asking a lot. Yeah, I think that's a fair request. I totally think that's a fair request. I just go through so many titles. I think that would make sense, but like it would just be it is an ask, I think, because it's just a matter of like it's just right here. I can change it to whatever. So honestly, fine. Honestly, not too bad. I just have to remember to do that. That's not a bad play, though, to be honest with you. I like the idea. Because I care about the clarity, too. And it helps me with my own, with, like, the VOD, when I'm, like, editing this down. Because I'm going to be editing this down to, like, purely these and my thoughts. You know? And why I wrote them down the way I did. Maybe we could group watch it. No, that's what I mean, yeah. I think group watching would be fun with Malice Doll. Anyway. Well, 3 hour, 15 minutes or so. Yeah. Well, fellas. I believe I think we'll leave it off here. But if you have any as a final thing, it's just like, oh, can you check this thing for whatever? Let me know, but it might be the closing time. Check. Could yell at you if you forget to change the title. Yeah, you're right. That's right. I think that's fair. Oh gosh. Ugh. Yeah, chat. You want to see? Let's see if I can do one quick thing. Let me see if I can studio mode. Current. Oh, no, not that one. In my notes. Preview. Okay, cool. Okay. So I want to put it on notes. I want to add a. Just doing a little different, little fun. One sec. Okay. I want to do that. Yeah. And then add window capture. Do you show up? No? No? Not quite? What do you do? How about Lane? What about Lane? Yeah, I mean, what with my group watches on the Patreon, I've been gravitating more towards one-offs for now at the moment. Image slideshow? What the heck is that? Do I put images in? Loop? Hide when it's done? Image files? Oh. You just put add files? Huh. And then how fast? Alright, consider it. Experiment for next time. Sorry, I'm playing with OBS a little bit. I'm trying to add something that I don't want to just put the whole fucking thing on. Yeah. Do. Like that? No. Capture cursor, client area, match title. Window title must match. Capture medic automatic. Bit up. What? Match title, otherwise same type? I don't know. Okay, let me just do... I'm just trying to figure a way to do something, fellas, and I apologize for doing random shit. I'll just do display capture and then kinda crop it. Oh. I have to just crop this. Filters. Crop. Then I have to just kind of. Sorry, this takes a little while. Yeah, that works. 50, 150, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yep. It ain't so bad. 200, 500, 7, 8, 9, 50, 90. All right. The bottom. Just don't want to, like, you know, do my whole display capture. Yeah, that's the one. All right. I got it. Studio mode. Okay. Sorry this took forever. I wanted to show you guys my screen caps. I've been collecting one screen cap, my favorite screen cap, for every episode of Manga Sekai and Bukachi Banashi. For me to, help me remind myself of every episode. Not just the title and everything. And I've also been, like, recording my thoughts on all the episodes and whether I thought they're great or good or whatever. I'm not going to go out and describe every episode or whatever, but I'm just going to wrap it through because I think it's interesting. Take care, I gotta go too. Alright, good seeing you, Hayden. I might actually be able to stream Mouse still off my DVDs. I met Lane if you want to do one more entry. Oh, if you want to hear about what they said about Lane? Yeah, sure. Is it Lane L or S? Oh, that's a good point. That's interesting. Let's find out. L is for Lane. That's good enough for me. I bet it's listed under LA for Lane. It's not! It's not listed under Lane! It's Serial Experiments, perhaps. S. Serial. Serial Experiments Lane. Serial Experiments Lane. Yep, it's listed on the Serial Experiments Lane. I will read it as soon as I go through these screen caps real quick. This is so cute. This first episode was the fucking cutest, and it's Toshio Harada directed that one. Oh my god, I was squeeing. Dazaki, unbelievable. Beauty and the Beast, unbelievable. Little Mermaid, I think about Ohashi worked on this one. It's okay. It's fine. A little stiff, but it's fine. Very straight adaptation too. This was cute. I believe it's Kawajiri Designs, but it was directed by somebody else that has a bigger name. Toshi Harada, maybe? I don't know. But this is the Briar Rabbit. Like, it's based on the Splash Mountain, Briar Bear and Briar Rabbit, whatever. There's a Tar Baby as well. This is that story, basically. It's really cute. Really fun. Emperor's new clothes. He doesn't have no clothes. It's fun. It's fine. Very cool BGs. Like, really decorative. This is boring. I don't even know the name of this one. But there's, like, the two bears. They go after their mom. And if they fight, they lose their way back home. And they never find their mom again. And it's awkwardly sad at the end. It's like, oh, okay. The fuck? Dragon the Beanstalk. Kawajiri Designs again. I believe someone else directed it, though. Really fun. Really good. Pretty, really good designs, too. The pheasant. So, like, the story is that the guy saves this pheasant from a snake, and then a couple months later or years later or something, the snake tries to get revenge, and then traps the guy, and there's like a snake demon, and the pheasant rings the bell that dissuades the snake and saves him basically, but then kills itself in the process. So the pheasant like kills itself by hurling its body into the bell, scaring the snake off, but sacrificing itself in the process. And so he sees it goes up to heaven and stuff. Sorry to spoil the whole story, but like it's cute, it's good. This was weird. Whatever. Kind of the main thing to remember about it is that the sausage attaches to his nose and then it doesn't anymore. I don't know. It's kind of whatever. Ugly Duckling, cute, good, fine. I believe Noboru Ishiguro, LGH directed this one. He also did this one, Pied Piper. It's Pied Piper. It's fun. It's decent designs. It's fine. This was cool. So this guy, Daizo something, the last name escapes me, but this particular guy is one of the directors that has a very, very distinct art style. That is in several episodes. And this one's the story of William Tell. Really, really good. Really, really good tension in that one. Good villain. The narrator is able to really like flex and do different voices. It's really good. Cute and good. This was actually the only Manga Sekai episode that has done 3 episodes. So sometimes they rehash the episode. It's like, we're gonna replay one of these episodes as the part A or part B or whatever. So this was actually replayed twice. It's the only one that was ever replayed twice. But it's cute and good. Just River Riding Hood. I don't really know the name of the story, and we really sure what it is, and the story's fine. It's kind of forgettable. It's like, okay. But yeah, fine. Oh my god, Rintaro! With the fucking Van Gogh backgrounds? Men of La Mancha? Holy shit! I mean, it's impressive. It's really, really impressive. I don't think it, like, knocked my socks off, but, like, visually, it's wow. This was weird. This is a story of the statue and this bird who like sacrifice both of them like sacrifice each other. Not each other, but like they sacrifice themselves for just helping people. I couldn't really follow it, and I don't get why they were doing it, and it's unnecessarily sad, and it's like weird. Not even that visually interesting either. Oh, this was funny. This one's cute because like the king has donkey ears. And nobody knows except the hairdressers, because he takes his hat off. And so this rookie hairdresser finds out, and he cannot keep this secret. And what's really funny is this jester, he's like, he almost tells the secret, and then this jester shows up, and he's like, it's really funny. And I took this screen cap because it's a really cool effect where he shows up, and it's the scepter, it's the scythe, but then it has like a little skull animation, and then it morphs into like the sharpness effect, like that little shiny thing. But it's like it's like, oh, you're gonna die. I don't know. It was really cool. Cute animals are logically the best thing ever. But like also the voice acting. Oh my god, I am so weak, and like I'm the most vulnerable when it's like baby characters speaking in Japanese. I cannot. It is the cutest. And like the main, like the central character in that first episode is like, and it's like, oh, I can't with that. I assume S because I don't think they talked about it yet. Karin listed under K. Karin, let's see. H-I-J-K. H-I-J-K. K is a very small one. Karin. I don't see Karin on here. I say Kame, Karate, Karula. Yeah, no. If your animal's a Poya Poya, then literally win. Or is it the Wizard Chibi Vampire? I think Karin got talked about in K. It was patronizing it. Oh yeah. I'll look it up later, sorry. The authors thought it was lame. Ah, the classic femmes. For femmes. This one is like a legend of why the sea is salty. Why there's salt in the sea is because the devils made this contraption that can make whatever, and then the guy steals it and it makes salt and they're on a ship trying to steal it, and then it makes an unlimited amount of salt and they die. It's like, okay. A little weird, kind of fun. Bluebeard, this is a classic story. Art's cool. The designs are kind of the most standout, I think, and the beaches are fine. But a little too short for its own good, I think. Ian Flanders, Dazaki, goated. Oh my god, this was so funny. These designs are so cute in motion and in like seeing it. I actually tweeted a couple screen caps from this episode, like peak character design. It was so funny, and it's a little jank, but I like the jank. It's really endearing. There's one other episode so far I've watched that has the same character designer. I want to know who the character designer for this is, because they're so funny. It's so cute. This is Golden Goose, by the way. The story of Medusa is fine. Decent designs, kind of atmospheric, but fine otherwise. Seven swan. The princes all turn into swans. Really evocative art style, but that's kind of the extent of it. There's way too much narration in this one. It was very much at a distance, but it's very much like the shadow plays in like Utena, if that draws a connection. I think it was interesting. Very only episode that looks like this. Probably my favorite episode. It's got, I think it has both Kobayashi and Sugino, but not Dazaki. I think it's a one-time director. It's Match Girl, and it's the cutest and saddest and like most evocative. Oh my god, definitely my favorite at the moment. Probably gonna be it for the whole thing. I don't know the name of the story, but I think there was a variant of it in this other story I saw. But basically, the girl leaves she's getting fruit for it's a whole thing. Her mom and sister are mean or evil, and they send her out to the wilderness in the middle of a snowstorm to fetch something, and she almost dies, and then she finds this tribe that she's like, hey, I'm trying to find this thing, and they're like, here, have it. And they're like, holy shit, how did you get that? They're like, okay, let's get this impossible task. Get strawberries. Get strawberries in the middle of winter. You won't. And then she goes out the same exact way, finds the same people, they give her strawberries. And it happens like 3 times, and then her evil sister is like, fuck it, I'll go out and try it. And then she gets lost in the snowstorm and dies. That's it. And it's like, oh, alright. Kawajiri designs again. This is like the parrot, like a folklore of like how we discovered fire, because devils originally had all access to fire, and then the animals were like, we need that, and so they steal it, and the devils chase after them, and one's a fire demon, one's an ice demon, so they just attack them, and this is how we got different variants of like different animals and shit. I'm sorry if this is not what anyone asked for, but I want to do this. This is what I like. Puss in Boots, good. Doesn't he look like Felix the cat? I think he does. It was fairly boring otherwise. It's kind of standard Thomas, Felix the cat, Puss in Boots, but Puss in Boots story, but it's fine. Lonely Giant, Oscar Wilde story actually. Dazaki, goated. It's not even just because it's like I would totally know because of his designs, working with Sugino and Kobayashi, but also just the choices of images and stuff. There's so much incredible stuff in the visuals for this. The story is interesting too. It's kind of hard to follow. I'm not really familiar with it, but like it doesn't matter. The visuals are unbelievable. Rintaro again. Flying Dutchman. Much better watching it as an experience. I think, like, if you were trying to, like, oh, I'm not sure I'd be interested in that based on the art style, but I like it. It's very, yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's very haunting, too, of course. Classic Hero's Journey. I'm just leaving you on the background, so I don't mind. Yeah, that's fair. This one is the same guy as William Tell, like the same artist, but the story I could not follow for the life of me. It's like this tiger, and I don't know. It was not very engaging, to be honest. Oh man, this is again Hansel and Gretel, and it's this. I love these delightfully awkward character designs. Like, look how funny they are. And this is them, like, being nervous, like, shaking because they're scared. And he makes them all wiggly, the outline all wiggly. Like, it's so, like, charming and awkward. It's so funny. And, like, there's this, it's just funny. I like these designs a lot. I hope there's at least one more. I don't know if there is, but, they're a delight. They really are. Bremen. The story of Bremen 4, the animal musicians. It's cute. It's fun. Good Bee Gees. It's fine. This one's like a Persian story or something, and basically the father gives his wife. He's going out to war. He gives his wife this jewel, and he's like, have my son wear this or something. And then, for whatever reason I can't really discern, they get on opposite sides of the conflict, and they fight to the death, and the father kills the son, I believe. Sorry to spoil it, but yeah. Like, whoops. Yeah. Tragic. This is apparently solo work by Kawajiri with his designs, but he's actually directing it this time, and you can tell. I think this is definitely like a prototype for his directorial work with Wicked City and shit. Because it's so event-based, and like, here's the plot, here's the stakes, you get it, and it's not that, like, bloody or, like, crazy or anything like Wicked City would become, or, like, his other work. But, like, you just got that vibe that he's like, oh, yeah, this is what he's born to do kind of deal. With the action and the very clear stakes and Rotch's time. I don't know, it was really good. Really good visuals, too. The backgrounds and everything. I couldn't engage with this one. I don't know what was going on. I didn't like the designs. I don't really know what it is. It's meh for me. Rainbow Boat was really nice. This is a really cute story of how the reason all birds are different colors and stuff is that they're all boring gray and browns. And at first it starts being like they try to put like juice on them or do different things to make them different colors, and then rain eventually washes it all off. And it was fun. It was like kind of funny and like well told, I thought. And then this rainbow bird is like, hey, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you all colorful if you help me defeat the termites that are eating this rainbow. And they're like, fuck it, we ball. And it's a war. It's like a little battle of these termites with the birds, and they win eventually. It's fun. Country Mouse and City Mouse, really fun. A lot more slapstick. Very little narration or any dialogue, I think. But that was fine. I like that. And this shot's great. This shot on its own makes it a good episode, I think. Noah's Ark. I thought this was very ambitious. I like that there was very little narration in this one, actually. I very much appreciated that. Because they can tell it in just the visuals and the music and stuff. It doesn't attach... It doesn't, like... Even though I'm of the I'm Christian, but like, it doesn't really do much for me beyond that. But like, I respect it and thought it was good. This was funny. It was hard to tell what was going on at first, and then like halfway through the episode, it's like, oh, I get it. The caretaker here is like a evil witch who is like tricks people to come into her inn, and then when they have the soup, or whatever she feeds them, dumplings, I think, they turn into donkeys. And so the guy sees that, doesn't eat it, like avoids having that happen to him, and then encounters her again, and he's like, I'm gonna pull a fast one, and like switches the dumplings, and she turns into a donkey. And so he rides her as retribution. And then it ends in a very strange way. But, like, the designs are fun. The narration's fun. Backgrounds are pretty gorgeous. Yeah, good. This was a disappointment. I really like the designs and some of the shots in this one. And I think the pathos is good. But it ends really shitty. Like, the ending is so shitty. And, it's another, like, unnecessary sacrifice. Like, why are we doing this? Like, why is it like this? You know, it's really kind of unnecessarily tragic, in my opinion. I couldn't get into it, personally. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Weirdly cartoony. Like, really weirdly I don't know why it looked like this. Honestly. It's like the open sesame and everything. And the second half really didn't grab my attention. It just kind of kept going. And it's like, what? I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Rides her as retribution. Yeah, no, dead ass. He's like, you're mine now. And he just rides her in the countryside. Joan of Arc. This did not move a single time. So, like, this whole show has very limited animation in general. In various places. But they've found really good ways to have animation. Even here. And here, this moves a lot. Flying Dutchman, even, there's a lot of, like, there's, you know, changing the image. There's actually, you know, there's some animation there, even though it's not conventionally animation the same way. But there is animation in all of these. And Joan of Arc was the first one that was like, I watched it, and I kept looking, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there's nothing but pictures. It's literally a slideshow. And, like, you know, I hate when people boil things down to being a slideshow. Honestly, I do. And the drawings are fine, but it was all narration. Literally nothing but narration, I'm almost positive. And when I say that there's all narration, right, there are no seiyus in this show. It's one narrator. It's literally like Rakugo, where she's telling the story and voicing all the characters. Which is really cool. And she gets to do a lot of cool stuff when it's like that. Because she's voicing a lot of guys, a lot of buff dudes, like a lot of different characters and changing her voice and everything. But like, like all narration, all images, like zoom out, pan, blah, blah, blah. Not it. I don't think that was it. Not very interesting. She drugged his food first. True radio dramas. No, dead ass. But like with animation. Like really good animation in places. Really good direction. Like art. Anime's so good, dude. Oh my god. This one's kind of a cute story. The Hindu god is like, boy, humans are bad. You, individual monk, go to different cities and determine whether they're good or bad. And if they're bad, annihilate them. They're gone. And he's like, sure. And I chose this shot. Again, it's the William Tell guy. It's the same paper animation guy. A lot of cool experimental stuff in this one. But I chose this one just because it's the last shot. Really kind of central. I like shots like these, if you can tell with my choices sometimes. And there's like a cool like heat warming effect. I don't know. I like the shot. Still can be very impactful. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Protect her! But must protect! God, this was so cute. I couldn't stand it. I wanted her to talk more because every time the narrator voices this character, it's Thumbelina. Oh man, it's cute. Wow. I kind of want to pull it up, to be honest, because I can't. It was so cute and good story, but especially the voices in that one. Wow. Oh my god. Kawajiri designs again, and funny, really funny off the bat. Very little narration necessary. I couldn't quite get what was going on through a good chunk of the story, but again, it didn't matter because the humor is there and the visual comedy is definitely there. And I love the voice performance for the narrator, the voices that she gives these characters, which is great too. I really like this episode. This one's okay. This was like a Russian story, I think. Like it's some moral of like why cats do something, and I couldn't really get what it was. And the story is this: what, like, cats are like, boy, we suck, or I don't know. existing. And they're like, we need to imitate humans. So like the king of cats or something, like one of the prince cat or whatever, he dresses up as a human and tries to eat as a human, and he can't. And then I think he starves to death. It got some good shots of cats, though. It's got a lot of good screen caps of cats that I put in definitive anime chat for great cat. So that's fine. Dazaki, Shipwreck, goated, really, really good. No notes. I'm sorry if that's all I can say about these. Like, these are literally the best episodes. Oh my god. This was surprisingly good. See, this is what I like talking about, because the Dazaki ones are kind of self-explanatory, and I made AMVs about them already. The surprises are ones like this one. It's called Last Leaf, is the name of the story. And the backgrounds are incredible. The designs are really interesting and kind of evocative. And the story is very harrowing and kind of it's uplifting despite being sad. I actually don't want to spoil this one, but this one was good. I was really impressed with this one. This was awesome. I really like. I don't know if I gave it a grade or not, but I like it a lot. This one's cute. Kind of morbid a little bit. Where like, yeah, the polar bear, that's her mom that they killed. And then they find the cub, and then this old lady kind of raises the cub, and the cub becomes a kind of their pet that helps them with various Eskimo things. But then the pet, I think, the polar bear realizes that what they did to their parent, so it kind of takes revenge a little bit. Doesn't cause too much harm. It kind of abandons them, and ends up finding a family. It's cute. Kind of good though. The designs weren't the most remarkable. It's okay. Dazaki again, although I wasn't as big of a fan of this one for whatever reason. I guess the visuals aren't as doing it for me, I guess, or the story. I don't know. Trojan Horse, or the stellar story of Achilles. It's fine. It's good. I made an A and B out of it just because it's Dazaki, but yeah, it's fine. I think it's much better to watch. It's one of those ones where it's like, I could just not pay attention to the story. It's gorgeous regardless. But this one was like, it's a little better if you actually are paying attention and are kind of following it, I think. This one is when I started to, it's like, I gotta collect these screen caps, because this is a good shot. I just like this shot a lot. It's a comedy scene. This story is kind of whatever. The guy has a girlfriend, and this evil dude is jealous of him or something. And the devil tempts the main character to, like, participate in this contest of you got 7 bullets, you gotta shoot these things and whatever. And like the guy in the tree here is like the evil dude's henchman, and he's just funny. It's just funny to watch, and the narrator perform for him and everything. And again, I think this is a good representation of the visuals here. And again, it's like paper animation. It's much more and it gets more refined too, because now they have like actual lip flaps and more stuff like that. But yeah, the others didn't even have lip flaps, but like they're still really compelling. This one's more recent. Some more recent episodes I've watched. This story is kind of hard to follow. I don't know. Like the kid is upset at winter, so he finds the little, not, I don't know. He finds the person that responsible for all the bad weather for the winter, the sentient like little wizard guy, and like a cloud monster or something. And the cloud monster gives him some magic items that give him food and other things, and then his grandma or some elderly woman in his house messes with those items, and he keeps getting angry at the guy who gives him the magic items, being like, it stopped working, and it's like, it's not my fault. It was okay, but I like the backgrounds and character designs a lot, so it was still a fun watch. If these are based on older tales, then I'm not surprised some of them are unnecessarily tragic. There was a utility purpose for keeping kids from misbehaving, after all. Morals can be simple as don't do this or you die horribly. Yeah. They haven't been that basic, but it's more like irony, drama, tragedies, and stuff. Oh yeah, before Christianity had a monopoly on allegories, folk tales were just as heavily moralistic. Oh, this is a cute one. I wish the girl talked more, because she's cute. Rainbow Lake. The girl just like lives in the lake and can breathe in underwater and just lives with the fishies. And then this evil wizard is just like the evil wizard. And he summons a rainbow, and she's like, wow, thanks. And he's like, no, I wanted to do something else. He's just mad at her for no reason. I think he's trying to like tempt her to try to capture her or something. I don't know. He's just mad for no reason, and like, there's too much focus on him in my opinion. But the girl's cute. It was a fun show. Fun story. This was the first awful. This was the first awful episode that I gave. I give each episode my rating system of awful, meh, good, or great. This was the first awful, only because it's Cinderella, and they do absolutely nothing original or interesting. The only thing I can think of is that when the fairy godmother turns the mice into the coachman and the horses, they kind of look like mice. And then when the carriage goes, it actually kind of sounds a little weird, which was notable. But everything else was so inferior to anything I'd seen. Like, what's so exciting about these other stories is just the visual inventiveness and like cool shots, like cool shit, you know? Like, it's okay if I've seen fucking Bluebeard before, or like fucking Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast! But like the visuals that Tazaki chooses, and the fact that he doesn't feel limited, like the 90s version hadn't come out yet. And so very few adaptations existed, and so like it was just gorgeous, you know? I don't know. But this one, so bland. I chose a intentionally unflattering shot. Like, this is like a joke. But like the designs are so bland. Like, even the fairy godmother is just like a generic witch. Like, but like a nice looking witch. It's like, this is so dull. Whatever. And nothing interesting about this one. It was really not good. I didn't like it. I was like, I have to give that one awful. That was like a chore to sit through. So yeah, that's the last one I watched. So that is the extent of Manga Sekai Mukashi Banashi up to this point. Anywho, just wanted to do that because I enjoy talking about this stuff. When else am I gonna do this right? Really? Where can I do the window capture of? Yeah, this document is called One Piece 1 Year because it's the same one I did for my initial One Piece watch, but I'm now repurposing it for my current watching. This is my schedule of like how I'm breaking out how many episodes of Akko, Sally, and Sailor Moon I'm watching every week, just so they balance out and so that they end on certain points and whatever. It's OCD type of thing. I am watching Trigun, some general whatever. But here's my notes for Sailor Moon and the episodes. I've really liked the Jazz Musician episode the most. And then the episode right after that is not very compelling. It's like, you're a star! And like there's the show at the end that's really cringe. It's like, no, this isn't it. The Mizunari show I didn't even give a rating to. I thought it was good. I do like that one. That's their introduction to... and it's better than the manga. It's better than the manga, I thought. I was reading it alongside. And I think the anime was doing a much better job. Sally the Witch. Again, those notes about magic and various notes and different things. Rating different episodes. Yeah, that was very boring. Even when you're at the other of those two. Akko-chan. Edie is a bop. Oh my god, the original Akko-chan Edie. Holy shit, I crunked it. I like headbanged to that shit. I'm not even kidding you. Oh my gosh. You look at it, I have to see if it's on YouTube. I'm not gonna play it because YouTube, but yeah, check out the original Akko-chan ED. It's uploaded from 16 years ago, whatever. It's so fun. Oh my gosh. And then yeah, list of transformations and some other episodes. So two Matt episodes. Gonna dip out. Great stream. Later. If you're watching OG Trigun, you're in for a treat. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I can understand why people are asking where Millie is. Of course. Like, why would you take her? Where is she? That's funny. Sorry, I'll keep you out, guys. It's been almost 4 hours. I don't want to have a stream. This is 4 hours. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. It's okay. I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good couple days. I don't know when the next I'll stream. Not gonna be Friday because I am busy Friday. Anyway, yeah. You guys are great. You have a great couple days. Yeah. Yo, peace.